Okay. 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 Hello. 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 I am live on YouTube, right? Yes. Yes. Okay. I'm live on YouTube. I didn't forget. I remembered to press the button. Sometimes I press the button. Okay, here's the thing. Sometimes on YouTube you press the button and then it I guess if you tab out, it just suspends it until you tab back in. So sometimes I've pressed go live and then I've gone I've pressed go live and I tab out to do something else, and then for some reason that just negate the go live pressing. Strange and unusual. Yes, I'm here this time. Awesome and good. Awesome and good. Yes. Thank you, Kagari, for the raid. Welcome. Sorry to raid and run. My bed calls for a nap. Have good time at Ocarina. Have good sleeping. Have good napping. Thank you for the raid. For those who are new, I should probably go somewhere where you can see me. Hold on, well, the music got quiet. They did not equalize the volume on this playlist. There we go. The egg. The egg. The egg. The egg. The egg. Yes. For those who are new, I am NiceEggy. I am nice, and I'm an eggy. And tonight we are going to be playing more Ocarina of Time. But usually I will play Zhong or comfy games. But yes, welcome. Yes, rare stream. What do you mean rare stream? I streamed on Monday. I was streamed 2 days ago. But yes, good evening to Boniface, and good evening to Dream Motion, and to That a Toasty? Woo woo. Welcome, and good evening to Panis, and Punk Asian, and Ark of Jonah, and X-Ponrek, and Counter Teamer, and Kagari, and Chikitsune, and Neil, and Remy, and Artaxerxes Rex, and Uphill. Good evening. And Jilu Jian on YouTube as well. Good evening. Hello, Eggploid. Yes, I'm Eggploid. I have secured, I mean, I haven't started yet. That'll be on Monday. But I have secured permanent, full-time Eggployment for the first time since 2024. Since 2024. I wonder why the model mouth has no movement. Probably because I set up my camera and then I put my microphone right in front of my face. Hold on, I'll reset it if you like. Here we go. Oops. There we go. There we go. Should be working now. It should be working now. Here we go. Also, thank you to, I know some people had just followed from the rave. Thank you to Mumbo Zumbo. Thank you for sprouting. Yes, eggployment. Yes, gainful eggployment. That's a fast start time. I mean, ideally it would have been a little later. But I think it's because they had to, because they have like, it's a company that has multiple offices, and in order to train me, they had to like have someone come from one of their other offices. So she was like, yeah, if I'm gonna be traveling, then I want to be able to be back before the long weekend, which is like later next month. So yeah, it was just like a timing thing. I think if I had interviewed like a week earlier, there would have been a bigger gap between when I was interviewed and when I was hired. But I guess because I was interviewed when I was interviewed, it's like Noom, Zoom, employment. But yes, that was the first time. This is like the first time. So for those who are unfamiliar, I had a full-time job in 2024. And then, but it had like a 2-hour commute each way almost. I mean, on average. Like, technically the morning was usually less than 2 hours. It was like an hour 30 or something. But the afternoon was usually, it could be, I'd been on the bus as long as like 3 hours some days, just because of like traffic and stuff. So on average, like 2 hours each way. So after realizing that that was just like fundamentally unsustainable, I left my job at the end of 2024, and it turns out that that's like a terrible time. That's a terrible time to leave your job. So last year, for most of the year, I was unemployed. I did find some like brief temporary employment, but this was the this has been the first time in a while that I have been fully employed with a job that will be permanent, and you know, the commute time is reasonable. It's still like an hour by bus, but like that's infinitely more reasonable than 2 hours by bus. Oof, 3-hour bus. Yeah, because like again, I think in the morning, because when I would go in the morning, it was like kind of a bit before rush hour. So I found that like the morning was pretty consistent. Like I would get on the bus at like, you know, 6:40, I think, is when the bus would come. And then I would be on the bus until like I get there almost 8 on the dot. So yeah, I guess that was like an hour 20 minutes. But that's because it was like no traffic. And even if there was traffic, we would be heading in the opposite direction of the traffic. But afternoon was a huge toss-up, because I guess because of like the way the bus route worked, it would pass through like, because it went along a highway and it would pass through like a major busy area. So sometimes it's like if there's traffic on the highway, there's gonna be traffic for the bus as well. So it could be, like I said, yeah, it would be up to 3 hours some days. Like there was a day somebody like, oh my god, I think there was a day I had a collab. I had a collab with Bodega scheduled for the evening, and I'm like, okay, I'll join when I get home. I should be back, you know, around 7. And then I'm like sitting in the bus on the highway, and it's like somebody crashed their Tesla on the highway, and now I'm gonna be late for this collab. So yeah, it was a lot of things like that. Like I was up at like, oh god, I would be up at like 5:45. Oh no, it wasn't 5:45. It was like, okay, I'd wake up at like 5:30. I'd have to be out the door before 6:30 so that I could get on my 6:40 bus. Then I would get to work at 8. I would work until 4:30. Because my afternoon bus would come at 4:45. So I remember like when I started originally, I was supposed to be 8:30 to 5, I think. but then I was like, hey, I'm willing to start earlier if I can end earlier, because the bus comes once an hour. So like, if they would have forced me to end at 5, that would have been like, that would have tacked another like 45 minutes onto the commute, because I would have had to like stand there at the stop, just like waiting for the bus to get there. Hiya, Eggy. Hello, Cool Cats. Welcome. Welcome, Cool Cats. Yeah. When I lived in Chicago, I lived in the city and worked downtown. Bus and subway were both about an hour. Yeah, again, like I said, I've had a few other like temporary jobs since then, and both of them had about an hour of commute time. And I feel like that was sustainable. This one I think will actually be even more sustainable. Oh, hello, Egg. Hello, Egg. Hello, Egg. Hi, Egg. It's Egg. Paint crashed my stream raid. What, like Microsoft Paint? Like Michael? Like the computer program? Eggy got a job? I did get a job. I haven't started yet. I start next week. But I will be egg-ployed. Egg on egg violence. Yay to egg raid. Egg to egg communication. Egg to egg. Thank you, Egg, for connecting to other egg. For those who are new, like I said earlier, I am NiceEggy, I am nice, and I'm an Eggy. And today we are going to be playing Ocarina of Time, but first I am yapping, because I am now egg-ployed. I have secured full-time egg-ployment. Paint.net, but yeah, okay, so it wasn't like Microsoft Paint, it was like browser paint. Congrats on egg-ployment, yeah! Yeah, thank you. But I hope your stream was good, aside from Paint.net crashing your computer. But yes, congrats on egg-ployment. Thank you, Sylvisorex. But yes, I am... Eggy is a champion of egg-ployment. I wouldn't say I'm a champion. If I was a champion, I would have found a job much faster. But picked out day 1 outfit yet? I'm not sure. I'm like, part of me is just like, what if I just like wore the same thing I went to the interview? I feel like the first week of work, you always have to dress in like the most inoffensive way possible so that you can like get a feel for what everybody else is wearing. Because the thing with like, okay, I think this is something that I find happens with women's clothes, is that like, I feel like with men's clothes, there are very like distinct categories, right? Of like, this type of garment is formal. And this is casual, and like, this is a situation where you should wear a tie, this is a situation where you should not need a tie. Like, there is a distinct idea of like, what does business casual look like for men? Which is like, for women, business casual can mean literally anything. Like, there is no distinct version of what business casual looks like. So, I usually ask about the dress code in job interviews, actually. That way, at least I know if I need to, like, buy something new or not. I hope jeans are allowed, at least. Yeah, I think I saw some people wearing them around the office. I know they mentioned during the interview, because they're like, okay, you're, like, my job isn't technically customer-facing, so it's not like I'm like, the entire public is going to see how I dress, but there is some, like, reception part to it, so I will kind of they're like, okay, yeah, dress professional, but, like, not, like, formal, I guess. I did see some people when I went for the interview who were wearing jeans, so I think they're allowed. But yeah, like, whether jeans count is, like, huge thing. Like, ooh, goodness. The music got loud. Sorry. They shouldn't, but I've seen people at my company wear pajama pants. Well, yeah, like, honestly, when I worked at my job a few years ago, I was, like, not to brag, I might have been the most overdressed person in the office on some days. Because, like, I don't know, I guess it's one of those things where I'm like, am I too frilly for the office? And then I see, like, everyone else around me wearing, like, sweatpants or, like, those, like, puffer vests. And I'm like, you know what? I'm probably fine. I'm probably fine. Like, I guess it really does, when you're in an office and you're not, like, visible to customers, I guess it's different. But yeah, I'm considering buying some new pieces, but I wanna like, you know, observe a little bit of what everyone's wearing around the office before. Yeah. Somebody else wore a DDR shirt with an anime girl and our CTO gave him the worst look. I don't know, because I'm trying to think. I'm like, okay, what did I wear? I think I did dress pretty cute when I was at my previous job. I think... I did wear jeans. They did allow jeans. I did wear sneakers. I guess I wore a lot of pastels, I think. A lot of the other, like, I mean, the guys is different, but like a lot of the other women in the office were wearing mostly like dark blue and black, but I was in a lot of pastels. I guess I never got told off for what I was wearing though. I don't think I ever remember like being told that it was unprofessional or anything. So 200 years of Eggy streams, the promise of eggployment was properly fulfilled. I mean, it was gonna be fulfilled eventually. Like, presumably. But yeah. Used to work with a guy that tried to make Fancy Friday thing. He would show up to Friday in a pastel 3-piece suit. No one else I mean, I guess maybe you gotta give people an incentive to do it, aside from just dressing fancy. I remember when I was in high school, they would have like formal Fridays sometimes, but they would at least do it as like a spirit day thing. So like, I think it was like, you had to get as many people in your homeroom class to do it as possible. And then like, you know, I guess the more people you did, you would get like an entry into something. Like there was prizes involved. It was like a competition thing, right? So the goal was to get like everybody in your class to, and like, I guess their definition of formal was pretty loose too. Like for guys, obviously it was suits, but for girls, it was just like a dress. It didn't even have to be like a fancy dress. It could just be like a dress. So, do you think it's Alita like work outfits? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I've actually worn Lolita pieces to work before, on several occasions. Because, like, might as well, I paid enough for these, I might as well get all my possible wear out of it as possible, right? I have... Blouses, I think, are the easiest to do this with, because, like, unless it has, like, a massive, giant collar or, like... If it's something that's more elegant, on the more elegant side, it's very easy to, like, incorporate that or to layer it with something else. But yeah, no, I think I've definitely worn, you just gotta learn to style them right, you know? God, I wish I could wear shorts to the office in the summer. Yeah, see, I get lucky in that, like, I guess I can wear skirts and stuff. Yeah, like Gothic Lolita office lady. Yeah, weirdly enough, I don't think it comes off that way when I've worn it. I think it usually just comes off more as like, I guess, business casual but frilly. Yeah. Egg, hello Hickory, good evening. I know there was one kind of dress I was thinking of getting because they seem to be super easy to find. Let me find it. Sorry, I'm trying to pull up the picture. Where was it? Here it is. There was, okay, so in Japan, there's a store called Shimamura, which is like, it's like a clothing retailer, but it's like very basic. It's very basic. It's like, I guess it's like the place you go when you're like, you just need clothes. Like you're like, I need a t-shirt, right? It's that kind of place. But I know in the past few years, they've been doing a lot of, collaborations, as well as just like, I guess diversifying the kinds of things they release. Because they've been releasing things that are pretty much just Lolita pieces, or they've had like a whole collection that's just pretty much just like discount Jirai. So this, a lot of their dresses that they've released, they collaborated with a well-known like Lolita model. Oh my god, the music is so loud in my ear. I'm sorry to keep turning it up and down, but I can't think. Okay. So yeah, so last year, or maybe it was the year before, past few years they've been like diversifying kind of their offerings. So there was a popular Lolita model, Misako Aoki, and she did like, I guess, a collaboration with them where they had like a collection that was designed for her. So a lot of their stuff looks like this. But it also means that, like, the nice thing about it is that it wasn't that expensive in the first place to buy these new, but it also means that if you go on like secondhand sites, these are all over because so many people bought them. And then I guess when they get tired of them, they're just everywhere. And they came in multiple sizes. So yeah, the one I showed on the screen is one of them, but like there's a whole bunch of them. There's they have like all different colors, different styles. They've done a few different releases. And I don't like them all equally, but just like I'm like, man, I could buy like a bajillion of these. If my job is the kind of thing that lets me wear these, I feel like I'm just gonna go on Closet Child or Mercari or some other secondhand J fashion site, and I'm just gonna like buy a bajillion of them and just like alternate them every day. Like, because they're like kind of casual enough. They're casual enough that you could probably pass it off as like regular clothes, but you can also still, most of them I think can still be worn with petticoats. And they come in multiple sizes. So I'm like, yes, maybe I will. I swear, all of these are like $30 or less. I'm like scrolling through Closet Child, which is a secondhand J fashion site. And they have like pretty much all of these are under, I don't think oh, maybe, okay, here's one that's 4,400 yen. Yeah, pretty much all of them are like $30 or less right now, secondhand. So I'm like, yes. Let me just hope that they have them in all sizes, because everyone seems to be getting rid of them all at once. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for getting tired of your clothes relatively quickly. I actually think I have a set of pajamas from this set, actually, or from this collection. But I bought them when I was still in Japan. Oh, interesting. They have dresses with the same print that my pajamas have. That's interesting. Okay. But yeah. Yeah, it looks like it breathes well. Yeah, I think they were, like, made mostly out of, like, again, like, cotton. Like, I think, again, Shimamura is not usually a brand that does anything relatively Lolita-like very often. So most of their stuff is just, like, again, that's where you go where you need, like, a basic plain t-shirt, right? Or, like, you need a pair of pants. Like, doesn't really matter what kind, right? So but yeah, my job gives you a couple nice collared shirts with our branding. Yeah, I don't think, oh, actually, I do have clothes from my previous job, but we weren't expected to wear them at the job. I don't really know what to do with them, to be honest. Because, like, I got them on, like, one of my last days there. I don't know. Personally, I don't care for branded company clothing and such, because, like, I have my own stuff that I like, and also, like, I guess it's just, like, unless it's a uniform, right? Like, unless this is a public-facing job where I need to be wearing a shirt that says company on it so people know I work for company, then I'm like, I wouldn't really wear this outside of work, and then now I just have a thing, right? I feel like I had this problem a lot in, like, elementary school and high school, because, like, I feel like when I was a kid, every time you went to an event, like, you're like, oh, you participated in this charity event, we're giving you a t-shirt for it. Oh, we had this, like, special thing going at our school, you're getting a t-shirt for it. You went to this summer camp, you're getting another t-shirt. So, like, I had so many t-shirts that was just from, like, things, right? It's like, every time I participate in, like, any kind of, like, charity or, like, leadership or, like, student anything event, like, extracurricular, it's like, you're getting a t-shirt. So I'm like, okay, cool, I have t-shirts from school plays, I have t-shirts from, like, charity events, I have t-shirts from leadership camp, I have t-shirts from the same leadership camp, but, like, the next year, I have t-shirts from other summer camps. Like, it's just, like, I have several shirts from blood donations over the years. Yeah, how often do you have to sell old clothing to open up space? I usually don't sell stuff unless it's, like, something I know I can get good money for. Which is usually just Lolita fashion and pretty much nothing else. Because, like, the thing is I find with selling clothes is that sometimes I feel like it's more work than it's worth. And if you want to get rid of something quickly, it's much easier to just take it to, like, you know, a secondhand store, like Goodwill or something. So many convention shirts. Yeah, see, I don't think I'm trying to think if I've ever gotten a shirt from a convention I've been to. I don't think I have. But I feel like with conventions, usually that's like, you don't get a shirt automatically, unless maybe if you're like volunteering or something. I feel like usually for those, it's like, you gotta really, like, you gotta have, like, you gotta buy it on purpose, I guess. Either it comes with your ticket or you buy it while you're there, right? I have a shirt from charity work, and one time I got a free shirt just for existing. If you think about it, you can keep them and sell them as a collector's item. I mean, the stuff I got from my previous job, I've heard apparently there are some people who collect that kind of stuff. I wouldn't know where or how to sell it, though. I also have too many shirts from trips or parties where people are like, yeah, you're right, we should make custom shirts. Yeah. Because, like, I understand for certain things. Like, when I was a kid, a lot of the summer camps I went to would give you a shirt. But that was because sometimes we would take trips, like field trips and stuff, to places, and they needed a way of identifying which children were in the group. Understandable. But, like, you know, after a while, it's like, okay, how many shirts do we actually need? Because I don't feel like you're doing me a favor anymore giving me another shirt. It's from previous years as collector's items, I'm pretty sure. I think people probably do that for any well-known convention. But I don't know. I've never been like a t-shirt buyer. I'm trying to think. I think the only times I bought t-shirts... Oh, actually, that's a lie. I think I have bought t-shirts at a convention, but it wasn't like a convention's t-shirt. It was like an artist that was selling there. So it wasn't quite the same thing, I think. And like, I guess I've bought other kinds of shirts at conventions, but that was because it was like a Lolita fashion swap meet, and I just went to that, right? So, yeah, no, I'm just, I guess I'm just pickier now when it comes to clothes, where I'm like, I get frustrated when I have a lot of stuff around that I don't like. Like, I guess as much as possible, I like to be like, okay, if anything is in my wardrobe, it has to be something I either like or need, right? So like, you know, something like dress pants for work or something. That's something I need, even if I don't want it. Or like, you know, sweatpants for working out. Like, I wouldn't say they're my favorite thing to wear fashion-wise, but like, I need them. And then everything else needs to be like stuff I like, right? A shirt I bought in an amusement park when I was a kid, was still able to use it in my adult years. I use it until it had so many holes my family told me to throw it. Oh, my mom has... Okay. Apparently my mom has told me the story. Apparently before I was born, my dad had bought this, he had bought this, like, orange shirt. It was like an orange polo shirt. And he wore it so much that, like, my mom, like, would... At one point, she just, like, got tired. She was like, okay, this thing is, like, ancient. This thing is old. So she threw it in the garbage, and my dad just, like, saw it in the garbage and, like, fished it out of the garbage and kept wearing it. Like, like, he refused to get rid of this shirt. A man's emotional attachment to one piece of clothing. Well, I don't know. I think it's... My dad is also the kind of person that my mom has to keep telling him to, like, not go mow the lawn or, like, do yard work in his brand new pants. Like, my mom will, like, buy him new clothes. Like, she'll be like, okay, here's some beige pants for this, like, work event that you have coming up. These are the nice pants. You should keep them nice so that when you go to the work event, you will look nice. And then my dad is like, okay. And then he goes and, like, does cleaning and yard work in, like, the brand new pants. And my mom's like, you have pants! You have ancient pants! You have, like, these ancient pairs of jeans that can get messed up and nothing bad will happen. Why are you doing it? Why are you doing it with, like, your brand new stuff? I don't know. I don't know if that's, like, a my dad thing or if that's, like, a men thing in general. Because I feel like I have talked to other guys who are like, yeah, I don't see what the big deal is. I don't see what the... Like, yeah, he can just do it in new pants. Like... Yeah, why not? So, again, I don't know if this is, like, a men thing or if this is a my dad thing. So yeah, it can become a shirt you wear while painting or gardening if it's old. Yeah, if it's old is like the key word here. Keywords? Words, plural. Yeah. Me about to dust an entire apartment with new clothing, totally unaware of what's going to happen to those new jeans. Yeah, it's like... Yeah, I don't know. I guess for me it's like, okay, I have the two categories of clothes where I'm like, okay, these are the nice clothes that you wear, you know, to go do your office job or to, you know, socialize. Like, these are the cute things that you wear, the pretty things you wear when you want to be nice and pretty, and these are the things you try to keep clean. And then you have the second category where it's like, okay, these are the clothes to wear when you're about to get dirty and stinky, right? Like, these are the clothes you wear when you are going for a nature hike, or you're going to the gym, or you're cleaning, or you're gardening. Like, the clothes that it's okay to get dirty, and the clothes that it isn't okay to get dirty. Eggy, hello Nanara. Link has the red tunic for when he has to work with lava, and this blue tunic for when he has to work with water. Yeah. Do you think he has a favorite? Do you think he has like one tunic that's like, yeah, this is my like trash garbage tunic for when I have to like, you know, do something really messy? Yeah, that's a guy thing. We all do that. I don't know. I guess it's just like, I don't know. Maybe I'm too much of a fashion person. Maybe I'm like, I guess maybe I have a lot of clothes that are either expensive or not expensive, but would be difficult to replace. Like, you know, stuff that's from like limited time collections and stuff. So I guess maybe that's why I'm like, you know, I'm not likely to find this again. So I do care immensely whether it is in good condition or not, right? I guess I'm like that. There is a Zelda game where it's costume based, Triforce Heroes on the 3DS. But isn't Triforce Heroes like the multiplayer one? Where you're like, where like your costume tells you that you're a different player from the other guy? Went on a walk with a nice t-shirt but got sneak attacked by a blackberry bush once. Yeah, it happens. Unfortunately, you do have to eat things while you're wearing clothes sometimes, which can cause problems. I get scared when I have... Oh my god, okay, that one sweatshirt that I attached the lace to a few weeks ago, I think I mentioned it on Twitter, because I decided to wear it to go to a dinner, like a family dinner, like a few days after that stream, and I was like, yeah, I'll wear my nice new sweatshirt, and then like I get to the dinner, and the dinner was like, it was like a tomato pasta and red wine, and the dessert was like black tea or coffee and like chocolate, and it was just like okay, how many very dangerous, heavily stainy foods can we put in one meal? Like, it was very dangerous. It was very dangerous and scary. It was dangerous and scary. It was a risky. Question is, why does Link stop using pants when he grows up? Is there an advantage to fighting when you dress up as Link? Just use red clothing? No, for Link, it's the different tunics give him different abilities. So, like, the blue tunic lets you, like, breathe underwater for longer, and the red one lets you, like, withstand lava heat better. The green one is just green, I guess. Depends on the consistency of all the sauces and the distance to the edge of the table. Yeah, I have a tendency to drop food on myself. I don't know, I like to think I have good table manners, but I think my luck stat is just very low in that regard. Because I think it's... like, what else is likely to stain? Stuff with tomato sauce, stuff, That's why the napkin is on your lap. I mean, yeah, but the napkin is absorbent, and stuff can get through it. Squid ink is also pretty evil, yeah. Worse is getting an oil stain on your clothes. Yeah! Oil from olive. Yeah! Oil, I think, is actually my biggest problem, actually. Because it's not immediately obvious, right? Because like if you get ketchup on your shirt, right, it's usually pretty immediately obvious. But oil is usually, you don't notice it until you like wash the thing later, right? And then you're like, oh no. Oh, actually though, okay. I think that in different places, ketchup doesn't stain to the same degree in every place. Because I remember at one point when I was in Japan, I spilled ketchup on a shirt, and it was like a light colored shirt. And I'm like, man, it's over for me. That shirt is never coming back from the dead. And then when I went home, like, I just like decided, I was like, okay, I'll just like try and blot out the stain with a little bit of water. And I got all of it out. I got all of it out with just water. So I think it might be, I'm thinking maybe whatever version of ketchup we use here, they might use like different colors or dyes or something than what they use in Japan. Because I know Japanese ketchup is a little different than, like, both in terms of like flavor and I guess ingredients than it is here, I think. I think theirs is a little less sweet. Yeah. Maybe acidity? Yeah, like I know theirs is a little bit different. So I'm thinking maybe there might be some kind of like dye or something that's used in the ketchup in Canada that is more likely to stain clothes, and they just don't use it in the Japanese version. The best trick is the holy combination of soap and vinegar and baking soda. That thing can take out everything. Yeah, no, I use usually like some kind of like stain remover. I think Resolve is the one that my mom likes, but there's also OxyClean here. But sometimes it depends what kind of stain you're trying to get out, right? They may use real tomatoes. No, I don't know. I didn't have that much ketchup when I was in Japan. But I'm trying to remember, like, there is a difference. It's like how Kewpie mayo is, like, a little bit different from, like, the kind of mayo you have here. I think that there might be a similar difference with ketchup. Like, there's just kind of, like, regional recipe differences. Yeah, Google claims Japanese ketchup stains just as well. This has not been my experience. Not my experience. Yeah, I've seen the other day a trick of mixing soap and alcohol as well. It's much stronger, so I think it's better for white clothing. Yeah, I know there's also, like, issues, yeah, you're right, with, like, you can get stains out of white clothing with certain things, but you shouldn't use the same method on dark clothing because it'll, like, take away the dye. I know there's also, like, certain stains that... Because you know how sometimes you have stains that, like, are a one-time thing, right? Like, you spill food on your shirt once, and, like, now there's a stain. But you have also stuff that's, like, stuff that builds up over time. Like, I've definitely bought, like, Lolita blouses before, where I had to, like, put them through multiple rounds of soaking, and, like, stain remover and stuff. Because sometimes, like, I guess when it's your shirt, you don't always notice this, but when it's a white blouse, there tends to be a lot of, like, armpit sweat stains. Or, like, sweat stains around the neck, or makeup stains, too, sometimes that build up around, like, the collar. So I know that was something, actually, I had to, like... I've had to do before, where I have to put this thing through, like, you know, lots of soaking, lots of, like, stain removal, and... Yeah, and it just, like, it just happens, right? Like, you can't just be like, oh, just sweat less, right? But, I guess it's different when you're trying to remove a stain that's built up from over time from repeated use, as opposed to like something that was just like fell on it once. But yeah, I've quickly attacked stains with hand soap before. Me too. I mean, hand soap I find has also been good for it's also good for removing smells sometimes, especially if it's like a scented soap. I remember once I bought, and in my defense, it was a really, really, really good price. I bought like a Lolita dress, but I think the previous owner, either they smoked or they lived with somebody who smoked, because the dress like was like really cigarette smelling. Like, it was a really pretty dress and it was in otherwise good condition. Like, there was nothing else wrong with it. It was just like it smelled very strongly of tobacco. And I ended up like, again, I just, like, used hand soap. I, like, soaked it in a thing with, like, water and hand soap, and then, like, aired it out, and it worked somehow. It didn't need a lot of cleaning, I guess. It literally just needed... It just needed de-stinking, I guess. Which is more painful, patching or sewing or cleaning an oil stain? It depends on what kind of patching or sewing needs to be done. I would say, I mean, sewing is always easier. Because, like, if you're trying to put a button back on, I guess maybe sewing is also easier, like, harder to screw up, maybe. Unless you're, like, taking something out, right? Because if you're just, like, sewing a button back on, that's easy. That's an easy fix. I guess patching would be a little more difficult. It really depends on what needs to be done, right? Do you ever buy the stain remover pens to keep in your bag? I don't have any, but I know my mom used to carry them. Yeah, I tried buying a used headset, but it smelled like smoke, so I returned it. Yeah, I don't know. I feel bad in those situations, because sometimes it's just like, I guess maybe if you smoke, then you kind of stop noticing the smell. But, yeah, it's like, and like, again, sometimes I feel bad, because I'm like, what if they're the one, not the one that's smoking? Like, what if they just, like, live with, like, you know, they live with a roommate who happens to smoke, and it's like, it's not really their fault that the whole place smells like smoke, but, like, it also does. Yeah, your mom sounds like she's an expert when it comes to cleaning. She is pretty good with cleaning, I'll admit. Okay, hold on. I am just closing off my previous game. Sorry, I'm like trying to get the game set up. I bought a used book once and it smelled of cold smoke. A used book? Like, was like the smell like between the pages? Smoke just sticks to everything and it sucks. Yeah. Here we go. Yeah, it just smelled like cold smoke when I unpacked the package. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes, yeah. I guess it's like if it was packed in a place, then it will just like have the smell of that place. And sometimes it's stronger than others, right? Like I've also bought clothes that like smelled of smoke when I first opened the package, but then the smell went away within like a, one wash or like a day or two of just being in my house, right? Like sometimes it dissipates quickly, but other times it just like stays there forever. Or once I went to Pain, and someone was smoking from a few meters away. It was annoying. Yeah, I mean, for me, I feel like that hasn't happened in a while. For me, it's vaping. Maybe I'm just like an old thing bad, or like old thing good, new thing bad thing. Not that smoking is good, but like, I feel like maybe because smoking has been around longer and has also been like illegal in many places. Like, like there's places where you can't smoke, right? Like, you can't smoke too close to the entrance of buildings. You can't smoke too close to like a hospital. Or you can't smoke indoors, right? I think because there has been so many rules, and also just it's been around longer, I feel like there's kind of been like an etiquette, like there are kind of etiquette rules about smoking that people kind of know to follow, like, like make sure you don't smoke, like, pay attention to where the wind's blowing so you're not blowing smoke in people's faces, don't smoke too close to people, when you carry a cigarette, watch how you're holding it so you don't accidentally like singe someone's clothes or something if you're in a crowded place. But whenever I've encountered somebody who vapes, I feel like people just like completely ignore this. Like, I feel like I've been standing at a bus stop and someone will just like exhale a massive vape cloud into my face. And I feel like this happens to me way more often with people who vape versus people who are smoking. And I know a lot of it is just because, like, vaping is newer and it's done, I guess, by younger people. People who probably who wouldn't be smoking otherwise, right? I've been inside places. Like, I've been inside malls where people will just vape indoors. And I'm like, do you mind? Do you mind? Yeah. Do you mind? Alright. Let's see if it will let me... open this up. Okay. Yeah, for a while I thought vaping was smoking without any risk, then learned it's actually worse. I don't know, I was never really into either. To be honest. I just never had any interest in either. Geniuses thinking they're vaping discreetly and hiding it, they're not. Yeah! Like, you're totally right about that. Because, like, I feel like vaping has an even more, like, you know, cigarettes have a certain smell to them, but vaping also has a very distinct smell just because, like, so many vapes are, like, you know, strawberry scented or whatever. Like, I feel like I can't even be happy when there's, like, I smell something candy smelling, because I just know it's like, oh yeah, that's, like, someone vaping nearby. Alright. Never tried any of them, but vaping got really popular one day, then see a lot of posters made by an artist as a campaign against vaping. Yeah, well, I remember at one point, there was, like, this weird period of time, I think, where I live between, like, I guess between, like, 2015, 2016, and, like, 2019. I feel like there was this time of a period of a few years where, like, vaping was becoming more popular, but a lot of the laws about it hadn't quite caught up. So there was a lot of places where people would just vape openly because there was a sign that said no smoking, but it never said anything about vaping. So there was definitely, like, a period of time where people, I think, just went a little too crazy with it because they're like, well, technically it's allowed. It's allowed. Like, I remember, the first time I saw somebody vape, I think I was at a water park, and there was a sign. I was in, like, the eating area, and there was a sign that said no smoking, but I could pretty clearly smell, like, cigarette smoke. And then I saw somebody, that was the first time I saw somebody vaping. I saw somebody over in, like, a seat further away that was, like, vaping. I was like, oh yeah, I guess that's a thing now, isn't it? But yeah, bro was really out here vaping, like, right in front of a no smoking sign. Like, yeah. Seems like everyone vaped in 2017. Our office sometimes had a cloud in it. Yeah. It's like, people were just, like, vaping indoors for a couple years there before they were like, oh yeah, maybe we should add that to the no smoking laws. Yep, and they went crazy and didn't worry about stinky up places because it happened to smell sweet, but it's still annoying. Yeah! It's also funny because in Canada, they had to put the signs in both French and English. So, like... So you get signs that will say, like, because, like, in French, smoking is fumé, right? But I guess they had to come up with a word for vaping. It was the first time, I think in French, they say, vapotage is vaping. Le vapotage. And that was, like, the first time I think I'd ever seen anybody mention, like, vaping in French, where there's, like, a sign that's, like, interdit de fumer, interdit de vapo. It was, like, it was something like interdit de fumer ou du vapoter. Vapoter is, like, the word for to vape. Vapes in French. Vapoter. Je ne fume pas. Je ne vapote pas. Vapoter. But yeah, I think vaping, now that I think of it, I think vaping was, like, just coming into style as I was finishing high school. So I don't think I actually knew that many people who vaped in high school. I know it's more common now. But I don't think I knew many people who vaped in high school just because it wasn't, like, it just wasn't quite a thing. Some people definitely probably vaped while they were, like, in university, and some of them almost certainly vape now, but, like, yeah, it wasn't really a thing at the time. But we will now. Let's go back. Let's go gaming. Let's go gaming. Let's go gaming. First, we need to remember where we were at. Oops. You guys hear anything? Oh, wait, no, that wasn't necessary. There we go. I hope the volume is okay. Here we go. If you guys can all see that. Because I remember last time, I think my game crashed, and I got mad about it. Yep, there it is. Let's see what was going on last week. Dear Eggy. Ooh. Today we tried to get the boss key of this temple, but then the game crashed, so you'll have to redo that last part because before you got the mirror shield. The room coming up will have that big difficult axe mini boss, so be careful. Also try not to crash the game again if you can help it. Also head to Death Mountain to upgrade the magic meter if you get a moment. Yeah, because I remember I think somebody told me to do that. This week has been very normal. I went to the gym and I streamed and oh, actually yesterday I got a haircut and had a tasty lunch, so I suppose that's something of note. At least the weather is still pretty nice. Faye would like to be reminded to make illustrations for Webtoon. Arc of Jonah would like to be reminded to refill the gas in their car. Have a nice and good week. Okay. So. Let's pick up where we left off. It looks like we're gonna have to lock in again. We're gonna have to lock in again. Only past Eggy knew how good things would get. Yeah! I think this was before I... Had I even applied for the job that I got interviewed for? I don't know. I'm wondering too, because I'm thinking about when I got my job a few years ago, and it was like... It was around, it wasn't quite at this time, it was a little earlier. But I think I got hired in like March of 2024. So I'm wondering is March, April just like a good time to try to find jobs? I don't know if there's any like employment experts in the chat. All right, do I have both ferries? Yes, okay. Is the job commute far? It is an hour by bus, so it's reasonable. It's reasonable. And I think I checked, it's like 35 minutes by car. So I guess if I ever have a car. But also, like, the area that it's in, like, because, like, 2024 job was kind of out in the middle of nowhere. Like, even if I wanted to live closer, it would be impossible because there just was not housing in that area. But this one is, like, it's much closer to, like, civilization. So, if I wanted to move, or if I had to move, I could easily, maybe not easily, but like, you can find a place that's within a reasonable distance from it. Was that an hour before for the other job too? No, it was like 2 hours on average each way. Yeah. I feel like I'm getting more LinkedIn spam than usual. I mean, maybe, I don't know. I'm wondering if maybe it has to do with like, because I know like at certain times of year, the selection and the price of apartments will completely change because either the students are all coming to town or the students are all leaving. Like, I know that, like... Okay, hold on. I might have to stop yapping as I lock in here. I know that, like, the students have a big effect on the economy of certain things. So I don't know if it's the same for jobs, if it's like, you know... Oops. Oh god, okay, hold on. I'm locking in. I'm locking in. I'm locking in. I'm locking in. Hold on. Oops. Hold on. I just need to bait him into knocking over another pillar. Come on. Hit the thing. Thank you. Oh, okay. I was like, what happened there? Did I just fake out of that? I hit that by accident. I hit that by accident. Did I just fake out? Did I just like Ocarina fake out? Is that like an actual like thing people can do? Okay, I have a fairy. It's fine. It's fine. Remember I thought he'd give you a hug before death? No, I thought it was like I had died and like, you know, the fairy just like... I thought I had died and like the fairy just like wasn't kicking in for whatever reason. Like the game was about to crash again. There we go. There we go. Can I break these other pillars? No, I guess not. You know what? I'm gonna make a save state so that I don't have to do that again. Yeah, their government contract renewal times and financial quarters where projects might get their new funds, etc. Oh, that's true, maybe. I'm not sure if that happens in April here. One place I worked at bought some equipment in December because they didn't want to let it be tax profit. Oh, yeah, I guess doing things at certain times of year might... Yeah, I don't know if having it in May would help. Like, in the spring. If hiring in the spring is more likely. Because, like, I also know for certain jobs. Like, I imagine that, like, the end of the year is probably busy if you work in, like, healthcare or, like, dentistry or something. Because I know a lot of people who... If their healthcare plan doesn't roll over to the next year, they'll get to December and they'll be like, oh, I got all this money. I guess I'll... I mean, I've done that, where I'm like, okay, we're getting to the end of the year. Time to buy a pair of new glasses. Time to go see a dentist. Time to, like, get a massage or something, just so that you don't feel like you're, like, wasting your, like, your healthcare plan. Okay. I have the shield now, so I'm gonna... Hold on. Can I reach this? I don't suppose I can reach this. That's probably too far. I don't suppose I could boots all the way over there, do you think? You know what? I mean, I have to go... Well, I don't know. I think it's a little far to be bootsing. I'm gonna be real. There's probably some other... Yeah, that's a little far to be bootsing, I think. Yeah. Financial year might often end in January or February or quarter 1, 2026. Yeah. I'm just trying to think if there's, like, any other reason other than students. Like, that there would be, like, any particular, like... Oh, wait a second. I think this thing... Hold on. Let me check what shield I have equipped. Hold on. There we go. Yeah, just in general, most people move around that time of year. I mean, I guess it's like... I mean, I guess if you have kids, it's kind of close to the end of the school year, right? So, like, if you're trying to move and you need to leave your job, then, like, I imagine it's probably easier to go then because it's, like, it's kind of the end of summer, right? Wait, do I even need to go back there? That wasn't where I came in. I think I need to go through here. Ah, here we go. There it is. Right, because it was something in this room, but we didn't beat it. Here we go. This is the thing I think we need to be doing. Is that why I crashed the game last time? Because I didn't even need to be there? Hold on. Let's explode these guys with our mind. Yeah, even for grade school, parents can't move when kids are in school. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's like if you're trying to like, I guess, move somewhere else for non-work related reasons, and you know you're gonna need to, like, leave your job, I guess that does seem like a good time to do it. Oops. Hold on. There we go. Oops. Oh. Hold on. I forgot to log on. Why can they reach me all the way over here? That's nonsense. There we go. All right, let's see what's going on over here now that those guys are gone. Oh, there's a spider. There we go. Oh, I see. I'm guessing those... Oh, okay. I see. I understand what's going on here now, I think. How high up does this go? Because I'm seeing this wall. I see. So you gotta do it in a way that you're not gonna get, like, immediately led into spikes. I see. Okay. Yeah, you can long shot most of the way. Wait, really? Hold on. Up to where? There's a thing in the ceiling. Here, I think I'm gonna try doing it the normal way. For a moment. Ugh! Oh, okay. Maybe the brick. The brick? Can you long shot a brick? Oh my god, you can long shot a brick. I did not know that you could long shot a brick. How did I get this far into the game and not know that you could long shot a brick? I didn't know you could long shot the brick! Okay, hold on. I think we need to play... Did I just call over my horse again? Hold on. Oh, no, we're good. We're good. I keep mixing up the same two songs, and I'm like, why? I mix up the songs. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay. Okay. Okay, at least they seem to die in, like, one hit, so we got that going for us. Two hits. There we go. Oh. There we go. I see. Hold on. I think I know what I need to do. Hold on. Because that looks like a block of ice. I'm assuming that's a block of ice. Right? So surely if I just go at it with this... That's not a block of ice. Okay, I stand corrected. It's something else. It's a secret third thing. Are these doors? Or are these just... Ah, right. Okay. It's one of these puzzles where we need to know the truth. Okay. Okay. I see. See. Hold on. I think this takes normal arrows, right? Or do we have to catch it on fire? Yeah, I think we need to blow them. Yeah, you're right. I think we need to blow them up or catch them on fire or something. Oh, hold on. There we go. And then we can probably just shoot it with normal arrows. That's fine. There we go. Oh wait, no, that. Oh, what? Oh. What if I don't have enough arrows? Okay, so not all of them. Okay, it's probably just like 2 or 3 of them then. Oops. No. Okay, it's just one more. It has to be this one, right? Huh? Am I missing something? Oh, wait, no, I'm not very smart. Okay, hold on. Gamers never look up moment. There we go. There we go. And the boss key is ours. Presumably this is the boss key. It looks important. It might actually be another weapon. Maybe. Oh, no, it's the boss key. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. Maybe save just in case? Okay. No more crashing. Well, I think the crashing came because I went into a room that I didn't actually need to go into. I thought that was how to solve that puzzle, but it turns out that it wasn't, I think. See, here we go. Oh. Okay. Yeah, I think I wasn't where I was supposed to be when the game crashed. So it didn't really matter in the first place. There we go. Okay. So, how does this puzzle work? Oh! Was that supposed to work? I didn't think that would work. A bit more Nintendo, they should patch these things considering they're selling it at full price. I mean, it's not technically at full price because it's like... It's part of Nintendo Online, so it's not like full price. Hold on. Hold on. Come on! Okay, maybe I'm like not far back enough. There we go. I know the Wii Virtual Console just randomly crashes. No one really knows why. Were they like bugs that were in the original game? Or like, is there something that invented like new problems when it got, you know, brought to other consoles, I guess. What? Tick, tack, 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 tack. Okay, now, was that the only part of it? Okay. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm seeing something. There's gotta be a reason they gave me a bomb. This looks explodable. I'm once again correct and justified. Lovely. There we go. Okay. Oh, I see. And then we gotta rotate this back here. Cool and good. And I guess I gotta go back a long way around. That's fine. That's fine. I can live with that. That is okay. Wait, I need to draw, so I need to focus. Good luck, Eggy. Thank you, Faye. Ah! Have drawing. Okay, I see. And then... There we go. Okay. Let's focus on here. I'm so glad that they're like, they don't make you focus, like actually like have the in a certain way for a certain amount of time. Like you just need to like touch it for like half a second and then it works. I'm so glad the game is not like being annoying like that. Okay, where are we? Like I know we're back in like that big statue room. Oh, I see. Okay, so we got... Okay, we're right in between. Ah, hold on. I see. Hold on. So, surely we need to shine this on something, right? Oh? Hold on. Aha! There we go. And then somehow we need to get over there. I'm not exactly sure how, but I think there's still one treasure chest. Is it on this side? Oh, wait, hold on. Hold on. I think I know. I better not... No! It's like, man, I missed the jump. I missed the jump! No, I need to get onto that hand somehow and play the song. I know what I need to do. I just need to execute upon it. Hey, Eggy, hookshot the yellow part of the statue's chest. You can do that? Hold on. Let me just get back up there. Oh, there's a chest here now. Was that here before? Let's see. Here we go. There we go. That should do something, right? What do you mean that's not doing anything? Let's see. No, it's bugs to the emulator. The emulator is not a perfect version of an N64. Oh, I see, I see, I see. I remember the games themselves being very stable. I'm gonna be real, honestly, I never really... I'm trying to remember the first time I actually encountered a bug in any game. Because, like, I grew up playing mostly, well, actually entirely Nintendo games. And I'm trying to remember, like, the first time I ever actually saw a bug in a game. Oh, you know what it was? It was Pets Cats for the Nintendo DS. That's what it was, and I remember I got really scared by it. It was like a game where, like, or there was a part, I guess it was like a glitch in the game that sometimes would make your cat, like, it would just stop moving. It would essentially just, like, go into, like, I guess sort of a T-pose kind of thing. And the cat would keep moving around. It would just keep, like, gliding around, but it wouldn't be moving. It would just be standing there, like, with its mouth open. And that scared me so much. That scared me so much as a kid. But I think that was the first time I actually ran into, like, an actual, like, glitch. I don't think I ever ran into one before then. Whoops. I'm gonna explode. Try 4 spawns a chest on the other hand. Looks like you got it already. Ah, okay, that's what that's for. How do I get back up there, then? Do I have to go all the way around? Do I have to, like, go all the way back around? If that is the case, I will be quite cross. Do you know the origin story of Pets? I know that it was, like, a franchise. Like it was a game for, like, the PC in, like, the 90s. And I think, like, Ubisoft bought the rights to it. And then it just became, like, Nintendo slop. Because, like, the ones that I played, they were... Yeah, like, they were essentially just, like, we're trying to make Nintendogs, but, like, for animals that, I guess, aren't dogs. But... I don't know. I feel like it was kind of like... There was some, like the Ubisoft games, like, that were, like, marketed towards girls at that time were, like, kind of all over the place. Pet's creator's previous game was Night Trap. It calls... Oh, yeah, okay, I've heard of that one. I know that, I know that one, yes. So you decided to make something as cute and inoffensive as possible. And, oh, and that's what Pets became? Oops. Keep pressing the wrong button. Yeah, how do I get back up there? Like, I feel like I'm supposed to, like, do something to the... Hookshot the yellow part of the statue's chest. Like boob? I'm not hookshotting her nipples. I'm not doing that. There's gotta be a way to get back up there. Right? Eggy, this is improper. I don't know! I was asked to... Oh wait, no, this leads back up to the entrance of the temple. This isn't what. You were asked to hookshot the nipples? No, I was asked to hookshot the yellow part of the statue's chest, and like, that, as far as I can see, that's the only part of the statue's chest. It was somebody on YouTube! It was somebody on YouTube! Okay, so here's the place where I think I crashed the game. Hold on. Oh, that's one of these. Oh, right, it was these guys! It was these guys. Hold on. Let's do this before I get killed by everything. Here we go. Right. Oh, right. You had to get them out of the sun because they're invincible in the sun. There we go. Okay, we should be safe now. I'm going to make a save state in case I crash the game again. But yeah, because I remember, like, the Ubisoft, like, what was it, like, the Imagine games? I remember that, like... I remember that, like, some of them were just, like, Japanese games that were, like, brought over and, like, given, like, the most generic cover ever. Like, I think there was, like, a ballet one, and I think there was, like, a figure skating one. That were, like, when you actually played them, they were, like, super anime style. But, like, they were actually just normal. Okay, so I guess it wasn't here. Yeah, how was it you get all the way up there? Oh, right, now I guess you're supposed to get one of these guys. Rage bait them into standing on that. Okay, hold on. Ugh! Was that not the way? Or no, you're supposed to take the other side. Because of that sun. No, wait, no, you weren't. How did this work again? Again. Hold on. How did I do it the first time? This is an... There's gotta be an easier way. There's gotta be an easier way. Oh, thank God. Okay. Go, 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 go. There's gotta be an easier way than that. That can't be the only way. Okay, then remember there was this chamber with the guy that we don't have to fight anymore. Then we went through up here. And then there was this. Oh wait, no, we didn't need to go all the way back up here. Because we were able to just... We had to go back. And then... Sorry, I'm trying to like retrace my steps to remember how I got there. There was this, and then I had to go through to go through here, right? No, because that was just... No, hold on. Oh no, it was one of the other doors. It was one of the other doors. Okay. Was it this one? Ah, here we go, here we go. Right, and then you had to go and... Oh, right, okay. You had to get rid of these guys first. And then... Honestly, I feel like I'm doing more damage to myself by trying to, like, explode these guys than I would if I just, like, let them be. There we go. Okay. So you do that, then you go... You skip over the evil part, and then you skip over this part, and then you go through the door here, and you survive, and you live and stuff. Then you go through here, and then... Come on, at least give me a heart from that. And then you... Ah, here we go. Then you're up. Oh, right. Then you go down here, and then, They don't even give me the hearts! Right, and then you jump onto here. And then you take damage from that unbelievably. Okay. How does this work again? Oh. I just wasn't very smart. I just wasn't very smart. I could have skipped. I could have saved myself like 20 minutes. Ooh. 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 That could have been like 20 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna unlock this. And I'm probably gonna die like instantly, but it's worth a try. I think I still get a chance to go back and turn around.
Ho ho ho. Looks like someone is here, call me.
Oh, wait, these are the witches, these are the ones in Majora's Mask that were like, oh, give me, mushroom for my poison. Ho ho ho.
Hee. Looks like it, Kotake. What an outrageous fellow he is to intrude so boldly into our temple. Ho ho ho. We should teach this outrageous fellow a lesson. Hee.
Oh, loyal minion. Destroy this intruder on our Wait, who's talking? R? Oh, he is the loyal minion. It's okay. I have a fairy. Oh, this guy looks faster. Uh-oh. Okay. It's fine. I have a fairy. I'm not doing this completely on one heart. Also, I'm gonna see if I can bait him into knocking over this pillar. Because that gives you hearts. There we go. Ooh, okay. Forgot his axe at first, yeah. But he looks faster. He looks snappier. Ooh. Hold on. It's fine. You know you want to break another pillar. You love breaking pillars. Oh yeah, isn't that your favorite thing to do? Oh, wait, hold on. I just like lost all the hearts I just collected. Oops, okay. I'm not gonna make it here. It's fine. Worse things have happened. We saved before this. So I'm probably just gonna leave. I'm gonna leave. We're gonna go get ourselves some potions, I think. Yeah, we're gonna go get ourselves some potions. Or at least some fairies. We're gonna go to Kakariko. We're an adult right now, right? Yeah, we're an adult. So we're gonna go to Kakariko. And get ourselves a couple more fairies, because I think we can yeah, we have enough rupees, we can afford it. There we go. Yeah, here we go. We should be able to get something now. That way we're not going in, like, completely unequipped. And we can get some more stuff from the grass. We're cutting the grass. Cutting the grass. Finally a worthy stream to eat my grilled cheese too. Grilled cheese. Grilled cheese. Yummy grilled cheese. Okay. Grilled cheese. Sorry, I got distracted thinking about grilled cheese. Sorry, I don't know lately. Okay, I swear I cannot play Tomodachi Life when I'm hungry. I've discovered. Tomodachi Life food looks really good. Like, has anybody else had this problem? Where, like, you get hungry while playing Tomodachi Life? Because, like, the food just, like, looks really good. Like, I remember I had the nachos. I had the nachos in Tomodachi Life. And, like, you talk about those nachos for a week. They looked really good. They look really yummy. Do they make so much food? In Tomodachi Life, there's like 1 bajillion foods. There's like, and they haven't even added them all yet. Because they like update the store every day. But like, yeah, so many of the foods look really yummy. And it is just like PNGs of food, but they always look really yummy. I don't have the game, but I've been watching streams that always makes me hungry. Okay, so it's not just me. Like, they'll be like, I have to feed my Miis like this very delicious looking Greek salad. Or, yeah, they use photographs of food. Yeah, I think it's just because it's such like a big variety of food. Like it's not just like the usual suspects. Like, it's just like a huge variety of food, and it all looks so yummy and tasty. Okay, let's go back. We're going back. What's the song? What's the go back song? Hold on. Spirit. A down A, right down A. Okay. There we go. Do, 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 do. Okay. Let's try this again and not fall flat on our face. Let's not fall on our faces. Which way is the temple again? Ah, here it is. We have to not get... Oh! Come on, I haven't even gotten into the temple yet. There we go. Okay, we're safe, we're safe, we're safe. Let me make a save state. Again. I swear there's some weird psychological thing about seeing those JPEGs in like a 3D game, because I don't think seeing just random pictures of food has the same effect on me. I think it's because they're JPEGs that they can be like so like detailed, I guess. Because yeah, if you have to actually 3D model the food, it's just gonna look like circles, right? That's just kind of how it's gonna look. Okay. Yeah, remember there's like a shortcut Ah, no, here's the shortcut. This was the shortcut. I remember now. Was this a shortcut? No, this is Ball's room. Maybe it's the other way. Oh wait, no, it was the elevator. It was the elevator. Hold on. I gotta wait for the elevator. I gotta press the button. Ding! Ding! Here it is. Here we go. Iggy the elevator. I forgot. I didn't write it down in the diary last week because I didn't think it was that important. I didn't think it would be that important. Okay, now let's struggle to get back up here again. Try to remember how it got up there again. There's gotta be an easier way to get back up there, right? Can I like hookshot from here, or does it have to be from there specifically? There's gotta be an easier way to do this. I think you can hookshot the chains? Maybe? Oh! Oh, thank God. Hookshot the back chains. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Good backseat, thank you. And now I know that you can do this, so I don't need to waste a bunch of time not doing that. There we go. Okay, now let's make a save state so we don't have to suffer through this again. Let's do that. Let's do that. And now let's... Are they gonna put us through the Kome? Oh, no. Okay, they don't put us through the cutscene again. Okay, let's get really good at rolling. Ooh, I keep missing. Why do I keep missing? Okay, well, I deserve that. I had it too good for too long. I had it too good for too long. Ooh, hearts. Okay. So I'm assuming this guy is going to need way more hits before he goes down compared to the first two. Ooh, hearts. Yummy. Ooh. Eee. Oh. 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 Okay. Fairy number one. Fairy number one. I feel like I'm like brute forcing this by like just going through all my fairies. I'm like, yeah, that's what it's gonna take. Still can't believe how many hearts each hit takes, though. That's like intense. That's intense. That's unnecessary. That's unnecessary, okay? That's unnecessary. That's completely unnecessary. Really? Wait, what happened to fairy number two? Hold on a second. What happened to fairy number two? Did he hit me so hard? Did he hit me so hard that he just like... Oh, you use them both? Oh, okay. You used it. Oh. Oh. I was like, did he hit me so hard that the other fairy just like ran away? Might be best to be a little more cautious. Never. Never. I will never pay attention. I will never lock in. Never. I refuse. I hit him! I hit him! And I took damage? Jump slashes do the most damage, and backflipping helps avoid slashes. That's what I figured. I mean, I've mostly figured out rolls. I'm getting hit from behind. Have you considered offering soup to this enemy? Honestly, I think he would probably appreciate it. Okay, you know what? I'm starting over. I think I've flailed a little too much. I flailed a little too much. Might help to lock on. Maybe you're probably right. Hold on. I might not be able to lock in, but I can at least lock on. Oops. Okay. Because the only thing is you can't roll when you lock on. You can't roll. Is the problem. Oh, bro just beheaded me. Hold on. You can't shield. Yeah, I've tried this with because this is technically like the third time and most difficult time I guess you beat this type of guy. So yeah, the first two blocking doesn't work. They're way too powerful. Oops. Oh, I forgot to lock on. Oops, I forgot to lock on again. You know what? We're starting over. We're starting over. What about side hopping? Probably also an option. I just need to lock on and lock in. Okay, didn't lock in enough. Here we go. Oh, okay. Well, I sort of side hopped. Okay, I wasn't fast enough. They do a lot of damage, but their speed is very slow. Yeah. Is there no Z-targeting in this version? No, there is Z-targeting. That's what I'm doing. Ah, no, hold on. I did side hop that. Gotta like bait the attack, then jump slash. There we go. Okay, you're probably right. How do I bait you? Without like... Ah, there we go. Oh! There's a phase 2. It's just some lady. Where am I?
Well, well. Looks like she's back to normal. For me. She's just a little girl, but she commands a lot of respect among the Gerudo Kotake. Maybe we should make her work for the great Ganondorf for a little while longer. Ho ho ho. Then we should brainwash her again. Hee hee hee. Gamer. Hello, Beba. Hi, Beba.
Oh, and hello, Penbu. Hello, Penbu. Welcome, Penbu. Puzzle raid. Were you doing puzzles? Were you doing puzzles, or are you just saying that for the fun of it? For fun. Good evening. Can we get a shout out for Penbu? Can we shout out Penbu? Thank you. Hello, Penbu and friends. I am NiceEggy. I'm nice and I'm an Eggy. And right now we're doing Ocarina of Time, but I also stream other things like Mahjong on Mondays. Need to get a new raid message. We're making a channel intro video. Ah, okay. So you were editing. Puzzle raid. I mean, I guess it is a default. It is. Everyone's got to have a default raid message. If I don't know what to write, I write Eggy raid. So I guess everyone's got to have a default. A channel intro can be like a puzzle. Editing, video editing is like a puzzle because there are many pieces and you have to put them together, right? Hello from YouTube Raiders. Yes, Linkstorm from YouTube says hi. Eggy raid. No, we're not raiding now. We can't raid now. I lost 500 ranking points in Mahjong Soul today. Such is Zhong. Eventually, I will make it out of Adept 3. One day. A puzzle channel can be an intro. A channel can puzzle intro be. VTubing. Here we go. Wait, there's a second phase? Or did she just get vaporized? Okay. Gonna make a save state just in case. Wait, Eggy can't be a fancy Lolita. Cozy mode? Okay, I guess we're cozy mode. We're pajama time. What? I mean, I guess it is it's like 10:30 p.m. So I guess it is a little late. It is a little late to be fancy. And it's perfect time to be pajama. Okay. Egg, do you know anything about Lolita culture in Britain? The UK specifically, no. I know that everyone in Europe has better venues for tea parties, and I'm jealous. I know Europe, okay. I don't know if, I mean, probably the UK, but also other, yeah. But also fancy is literally disabled. Wait, really? I can't do the fancy dress? I'm sorry, I don't know how that happened. I don't remember. I don't remember turning that off. Suddenly the Times Square Tea Party bus ain't good enough for you. Well, no, it's because, like, in Europe, they have, like, actual castles and stuff. So, like, I know, I've heard of people having events in, like, Germany or in the UK or in France, and, like, you know, they can have, like, an actual, they're like, oh, if you want to, like, have a tea party in, like, an actual castle, you can do that, because those actually exist. Look at that stupid kid. He came on his own to offer himself as a sacrifice to the great Ganondorf. I don't know who's talking here. With my flame, I will burn him to the bone. With my frost, I will freeze him to his soul. Alright, Sorceress Sisters Twin Roper. With my red text, I will stop him from solving the murder of his family members. I don't know. Okay, what are we doing here? I mean, they're airborne, so I'm assuming the best... Okay, so it looks like they can be... Uh-oh. Okay, so they take turns. Can I block that? Okay. Oh! Hold on. I'm probably going to lose this one. But I think I know what needs to be done. There we go. Am I doing anything? Get rotated. Get rotated, idiot. I mean... I'm not sure. Am I winning? Am I winning? Am I winning? Am I winning? Is this what I'm not sure this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Did the game designers account for this? If I just keep doing this, will they just fall over? Maybe? I mean, you're not losing. I mean, surely if I just keep doing this, either they're going to die or the game will crash. Let's see which happens first. Okay. Oh, wait, so do I, hold on. I think I understand what needs to be done here. Do I have to take one's, okay, hold on. I have to take like one of their, okay. I think I understand what I need to do here though. Because they take turns. They take turns. So, oh wait, hold on. Hold on, I know what I need to do, I just don't know how to execute upon it. Hold on. Because I think they're immune to their own attack. Hold on. I think they're immune to their own attack. So I think what I need to do is somehow reflect their attack at the other one. I'm assuming is what I need to do. Okay. So is it like, hold on. I don't know if focusing is going to help. It's like, you really don't get a huge window of time to do this. Does the hookshot even do real damage? No, but you can speed run it. Okay. There we go. Okay. Well, the good news is, okay, so the bad news is this is quite difficult, but the good news is that if I do it right, then I might be able to finish this while taking, like, minimal damage. It seems. Oops. Hold on. Okay, maybe standing on like the tiny hill might not be the best idea. But if I can somehow finally get back up there, hold on. Can we Please don't attack while I'm climbing. I'm gonna be so mad. Hold on. Here we go. Okay, so it looks, okay, I see. So it looks like if you're on this thing, you're a little too close, and you will get hit. Okay, so it looks like I need to be near the center? Where's she gonna shoot that from? Okay. So it looks like we do need to move around. I wonder why it didn't hit me while I was, like, on that other one. Okay, so which one of you is it gonna hit? Okay. Okay, so it looks like if you're too close, they will just kill you with fire. Did I switch? Hold on. I do have the correct... Yeah, this is the correct shield for that. No, that's not the problem. Okay. Let's see. The roast of Link the Hylian. He's being, frozen. They put him in the freezer and then they're thawing him. You're aiming your shield down instead of up. Okay. It's gotta be like this all the time. But yes, also thank you, Remy, for the clip. Yeah, the whole dungeon was supposed to train you by making you do all the puzzles with the light. Okay, my real question is that, because like with the light puzzles, right? You only had to have the light touch them for like Like, it barely had to, like, brush against that little sun thing for it to activate, right? But this one I think you have to, like... Does it work the same for them? Like, if one of them catches, like, you know, 0.5 seconds of the other one's power, like... Is it gonna work that way? Come on. Yeah, why is it not working this time? Because, like, the other time... Where am I? Hold on. Is it, like, if they're too close? Then, like... Okay. Because it seemed that they were, like, going from the front, no matter what. I can't aim. I can't aim. I kind of can't see. Locking on makes this part harder. Okay, I will not lock in. Oh, are you kidding me? Hold on. Really? Okay. Hold on. Is it better to be in the middle, or is it better to be on the side, do you think? Center platform is easier. Okay, because last time I went to the center platform, I proceeded to die to death. Yeah, see? Just don't be below them. Okay. Generally in the middle, just don't be below them. Okay. Yeah, how did I manage this the first time? Hold on, I almost got her. Hold on. You think the twins love or hate TV dinners? Frozen in a microwave within minutes? I mean, I'm sure they probably like them. I'm sure they probably don't really need TV dinners, though, because I'm sure, like, one of them can cook, and then the other one will just, like, freeze it instantly. And they'll have leftovers, you know? They'll have leftovers for later. Easy. Easy. Fun fact, if your body got chilled and heated at the same time by a wide enough temp gap, you go into shock and possibly die. Yes, I remember when I took first aid courses as a kid, they tell you, like, if somebody's suffering from, like, hypothermia, you should get them somewhere warm, but you should do it, like, gradually. Like, don't just, like, dunk them in a warm bath, because that will, like, shock them too much. Okay. Somehow, I don't know what we pulled off the first time. I seem to have pulled off something really good the first time. And yet, somehow, I have not been able to recreate this since. What was I doing right the first time around that I haven't been able to, like, take advantage of again? Aside from hitting them with the hook shot 1 bajillion times. It's not this one. The other one who's gonna get me. And I don't know where she's coming from. Oh god, okay. Pointing your shield to one firing at you. I couldn't find the other one. It's mostly positioning. You got all the other pieces of the puzzle. Yeah, it is positioning, but it's also like... Okay. Okay. Because the problem is that, like, when I go to try to aim, instead it just, like, kind of... Okay, wait, no. Wait. No, it's this one. It's this one. This is the one that's gonna hit me. Because that's the thing, if I try to, like, aim it somewhere else, then the game is like, oh, I guess Link is just not protected anymore. Okay, it's gonna be the other one. It's gonna be the other one. I can't find her. Where is she? There we go. Did I get her? I have no idea. I have no idea. Okay, I just can't be directly below them is all. Where... Who is gonna shoot it? Oh, it's fire. It's fire. It's fire. I had my shield up! Hold on. You do have to aim it. Yeah, see, this is my problem. Hold on. There we go. We got one. We got one. Then, come on. Scientists, can you explain this one? Try not aiming for the floor, so it has to be up? You aim the beam into the ground. Okay, so I have to be, like, doing this up at all times? You need to lock onto the one shooting you. No, but you have to hit the other one, though, right? Because you're not trying to hit them with your own beam. You have to try to hit the other one with the beam of one. Because, like, they're immune to their own attack. Yeah, if you're aiming down, the beam has splash damage. When it shoots at your toes, it kills you real bad. Ah, okay. I see. I see. Okay. I will remember to look up. This is like the final test of, like, gamers never look up. Okay. Is it the same one that goes first every time, or is it randomized? Here we go. Okay. Up. Okay. Didn't get her, but also, at the very least... Up. Ugh! It was up, but in the wrong direction! Don't catch on fire to death. Okay. Oops. Did I get her? Did I get her? No. Okay. At least I know which is the important part. Okay, easy. Okay, we got her. Okay. Okay. Come on. Here we go. Man, I thought I got her. I thought I got her. Did I get her? I thought I did. I think I was wrong. Okay, I think this one I'm just gonna have to settle for dodging. Ooh, we're close. Hold on, no, we're just gonna have to settle. We're settling for dodging. There's some where I'm just like, okay, if I can't get this one, I might as well just run away. Oops, okay. Okay, important thing with the ice one. Come on. Yeah, there's a little luck in this fight if you actually hit them. Yeah, see, I think that's the problem I'm running into. Okay, don't catch on fire. Don't catch on fire. Don't catch on fire. Okay. Come on. Because it seems like they can only really be hit if they're like within a certain distance away, right? Like if one of them is like completely on the other side of the room from the other, then it just like doesn't work. It just completely doesn't work. Okay. Come on. Did I not get it? This feels completely luck-based at this point. Okay. Come on, come on. No, I missed again! Man! 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 Okay, no, they're too close. They're too close. That's gonna be a problem. Leave me alone! Leave me alone! You're too close! Leave me alone! Okay, that was just never going to happen. That was just never going to happen. Uh-oh. Man! Man! Oh, and I could have gotten her that time too! Man! Okay, which one's gonna be? Okay, I don't know which one it's gonna be, so I'm just running. I'm just running. Fire? Sure. Can they not reach me out here? It's like it goes just around them. Just stop aiming with the switch stick instead of the OG N64. Was it? I can't imagine it would have been that much easier. I'm gonna be real. Okay, I can't even see where they are. I don't know what happened there. There's one somewhere over here. I don't know why the camera's... Come on. Up. May I see the enemies that I'm trying to hit? Okay, so it seems like once it hits the ground, it's hopeless. Oh, yes! 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 Okay. How many times do we actually need to hit each of them? Because they kind of need to both exist in order to be able to hit each other, right? There we go. Yes. Okay. No, I don't want to focus. How do I? Let's get serious. Were you not serious before? Uh-oh, okay, hold on. Hold on. Yeah, I'd make that face too. Why'd they wink like that? Do we have another fairy? No, we're out of fairies. We're out of fairies. We're going to die to death here, I think. Oh, wait a second. Hold on, how does this work? How do we shoot this? This is new. Is it going to explode? Are we gonna get exploded? Okay, well. At least we know what's coming for us now. You explode if you don't use the shield. How do I use the shield? This is new. They didn't tell me this in shield school. Feel free to target that face. Okay, I will. I hope I can make it to the face again. I hope I can make it there again. Okay. Okay. Okay, 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 okay. I'm gonna catch on fire, I'm gonna catch on water. Can you smash those pillars in the mini-boss rooms? Try the hammer? Oh, I didn't think to do that. I guess if that guy can use the axe, the hammer might work. I'll try that next time if this doesn't work. So I think the first thing we're gonna do is... It seems to work better if we're out here. I don't know why being on the smaller platforms helps us more. But it seems they stay a further distance away if you're on one of these. Okay, didn't hit them, but, you know. There's hope. The sun will rise tomorrow. Are you kidding me? I just went around her. It just went around her. There we go. Okay. So we need what, like 3 hits and then like, let's go back to the middle. That absolutely hit her. There's no way that didn't. It seems once it hits the ground, you're right. Once it hits the ground, there's no chance. Come on, fly in the vicinity. We don't have all day. There we go. Okay, let's jump over here and dodge that. And we'll be nice and safe over here. Here we go. Safety. Does it matter which one you get with which? Like, you have to hit them each once kind of thing? Okay. Okay, you're getting a little too close. Not a fan of that. Okay. Oh, are you kidding me? I'm pretty sure it's just total hits. Okay. So it would have to be like 3, 5? These games like they're odd numbers. Okay, you're getting too close. I'm going to the other side of the room. Ooh. That was insanely close. That was insanely close. Grazed. Yeah, honestly, that was insane luck. Where is she? Did I get her? No, you are too close. Need some personal space. Okay, back off, back off, back off. Really? Really? Come on, fly back over here. Where are you going off to? Where are you going off to when I'm not looking? Oh, here we go. This better be it. Man! There we go. Okay. Take me to the next phase of the battle. Not yet? Okay. I guess there's a couple more that they need. Oh, this is the second time today. Oh, hold on. Why are you over here? What are you over here for? There's no way Link can hear in his left ear very well anymore. I know, right? I mean, to be fair, you could probably say that for like any battle. Did I get her? I think I got her. Yes, I got her! Okay, okay, okay. We're still on one heart. We're on one heart, but it looks like we can. Whew. Okay. So let's keep our shield up. And you said I can lock on for this one. Okay. Okay, Navi. Navi, help me on this one. Okay. Turn their magic attack back at them. How do I do that? How do I do that? Oh, I see. Oh, I see. Okay. Then you get up here and... Okay. This is easier. This is easier. It probably won't stay this easy the whole time, but this seems easier. Okay. Let's get another one in there. And then... how did I do this again? Hold on. Hold on. How did I do this again? Oh, there we go. Okay, it looks like it just does it automatically. Oh. Okay, that was a little slower than I would have liked it to be. Okay. Okay, so I'm assuming we just gotta do this a couple times, right? This is, are you back? Are you winning? Actually, kind of, yeah. Okay, there we go. She's over here, and then... Booba stab, yeah, I guess we are kind of doing that, aren't we? Okay, hold on. I think we still have one fairy left, actually. But this is actually pretty easy. The shield is pretty good. Yeah, this is relatively simple. Especially if we can just stay locked on, right? This can't be that hard. Feels like a lot of steps and a lot of waiting. There we go. Over here. But like with locking on, it feels like there's no way. Yeah, no matter how many times you reflect the attack. Yeah, they do not notice. They do not know. It's like I said last week with like the stealth games. Like, you know, it's like, oh, I thought I heard a noise over there. Should I investigate it? Nah, it's probably fine. Oh, I see. It's okay, I have a fairy. I have a fairy. I'm so glad I was right about that. Okay. Okay, it looks like now she can alternate, which is a problem for us. But how do I shoot it off in advance then? Okay, so it looks like, oh, I see. Hold on, I get it. So if she's setting off a fire attack, keep it that way. And then if she sets off an ice attack, then just don't. Just dodge it. Or instead, I can just win. I can just win instead.
Shoot, what a fresh kid. This time we'll get serious, right, Kotake? What? Hey, Kome, what is that above your head? I don't know, but you have one over your head too, Kotake. But I'm only 400 years old. And I'm just 380 years old. We're twins, don't try to lie about your age. You must have gone senile. Who are you calling seniles? We are twins, how can you be older?
Do they just... Oh, I better not forget the piece of heart. Finally, a confirmed humanoid murder at Link's hands. Yeah, I guess everything else has been like more of an animal type. Yeah. Double. Yeah, because there's two of them. They passed the river Styx. I mean, it is a little silly that they were like, they died before they noticed they were dead. The implication that angels exist in Hyrule. Like, I guess Hylian religions kind of got everything. But I think this is the first time we've seen angels, like with the halo and such. Kid, let me thank you. Heh. Look what the little kid has become in the past 7 years. A competent swordsman. Competent, that's the best I can get. By the way, I really messed up. I was brainwashed by those old witches and used by Ganondorf to do his evil will. But isn't it funny that a person like me could turn out to be the Sage of Spirit? And now I'm gonna fight them as one of the 6 sages. I'm gonna pay them back for what they did to me. Kid? No. Eggy. Guy pointing at himself.png. Eggy, the hero of time. Instead of keeping the promise I made back then, I give you this medallion. Take it. Christianity real in Hyrule? Name drop. Well, okay, I was thinking about this when I was playing Tales of Symphonia recently. There's a line that Zelos says where again, this was probably a translation thing, but you know how sometimes there's just words in the English language that you use them and you just like this implies so many things. So at one point he uses the word kosher, which I'm just like, this implies so many things about the world of Tales of Symphonia that I just don't think they intended. It's like... Or like, I feel like everyone's probably has an example of this, of like, you know, an example, like a phrase or a word that just like, yeah, like it's like this implies a bit more about the world than I think they thought this would. Eggy, the hero. Oh wait, no, this is him. Finally, all of us, the 6 sages, have been awakened. The time for the final showdown with the King of Evil has come. Before that, though, you should meet the one who is waiting for you. The one who is waiting for you at the Temple of Time. Goodbye. I guess we can just teleport there. There's no reason to try and do it. You just, like, walk there. Judaism is canon to Tales of Symphonia. Yeah, exactly. It's like, not only does this implies not only that there are, like, you know, Judaism exists in the world of Tales of Symphonia, but also that it is well known enough that, like, a word from the, like, culture of Judaism is, like, common enough that people use it in common parlance. Parlance? Speech. Like, it's the same thing, I think, actually. I think I mentioned that to Kengi at one point, and he told me that there was also a line in, I think it was Tales of Exilia. He said that there was, like, a line where a character says, like, the ball is in your court, which implies the existence of either tennis or basketball. I'm not sure where that phrase originates from, but it implies that at least one of those sports exists in this world, and that it is well known and commonly played enough that people would turn it into a turn of phrase. Let's see. Let's teleport to time. What was it again? It's not fire, water, spirit. No, it's this one. Okay. Upright, left, up. Okay. Well, court is also the royal court. Yeah, but then why would there be a ball there? Why would there be a ball there? Yeah, it makes the Church of Martel very confusing to mix in. True, yeah, they've already got their own religion in this world. Which, I mean, like most fantasy religions, is taking a lot of aesthetic hints from Christianity, but still. Lot? Hold on, let me drink some water first. I feel like something important's about to happen and I should drink water first. Hello. Haven't slept since yesterday morning. An angel's coming to pick me up. 今は、ゴールデンウィークですね。でも、おはよう、パタモンさん。 Alright, who's waiting for me? It's the same person who's been waiting for me everywhere else. Eggy, the hero of time. You have overcome many hardships and awakened 6 sages. And now, you have a final challenge, a showdown with Ganondorf, the king of evil. Before that, I have things I want to tell only to you. Please listen. Another unknown legend of the Triforce passed down by the Shadow Folk, the Shikas. Golden week desu yo. Ah, so desu. If you would seek the sacred triangle, sorry, it's silly when they put it that way. The resting place of the sacred triangle, the sacred realm, is a mirror that reflects what is in the heart. If the heart of one who enters it, if an evil heart, the realm will become full of evil. If pure, the realm will become a paradise. The Triforce, the sacred triangle. It is a balance that weighs the 3 forces: power, wisdom, and courage. If the heart of the one who holds the sacred triangle has all 3 forces in balance, that one will gain the true force to govern all. We're making a Bud Triforce. But if that one's heart is not in balance, the Triforce will separate into 3 parts: power, wisdom, and courage. Only one part will remain for the one who touched the Triforce, the part representing the force that one most believes in. If that one seeks the true force, then one must acquire the 2 lost parts. Those 2 parts will be held within others chosen by destiny, who will bear the Triforce mark on the backs of their hands. "7 years ago, Ganondorf, the king of thieves, used the door you opened in the Temple of Time and entered the sacred realm. But when he laid his hands on the Triforce, the legend came true. The Triforce separated into 3 parts. Only the Triforce of power remained in Ganondorf's hand. The strength of the Triforce of power enabled him to become a mighty evil king. But his dark ambitions were not satisfied. To gain complete mastery of the world, Ganondorf started looking for those chosen by destiny to hold the 2 other Triforce parts. The one who holds the Triforce of courage is you, Eggy." Guy pointing at himself.png. "And the other, who holds the Triforce of wisdom, is the 7th sage, who is destined to be the leader of them all." It is I, the Princess of Hyrule, Zelda. I'm not going to pretend to be surprised because I did read the manga. I did read the Ocarina of Time manga when I was a kid. I read it when I was a kid, and this was the only thing I remembered from the Ocarina of Time manga, pretty much. Is the Ocarina of Time manga good? I don't know. I was like 11 when I read it. The only thing I remember is that Sheik was Zelda. That's the only thing I remember. Gang, I was hoping you didn't know. No, unfortunately, that's the one thing I knew going in. I don't know. I think it says something about me, though. That was like the one thing. That was my one takeaway. That was my one takeaway. Because now I'm looking at like all the other characters that I've liked since, and it's all girl princes. Like, I look at like who are all my favorite fictional characters, and it's like Oscar from Rose of Versailles and Utena and My favorite girl from Bang Dream was Kaoru, and what else? I feel like it says something about me that like that was the one thing that I remembered. I remember seeing the Game Bros play this, and they actually got to this point without Danny knowing. Oh, really? It's nice that you know that from the manga instead of Smash Bros. I mean, yeah, I went into Smash Bros. I liked playing Sheik in Smash Bros, though. Because Sheik is incredibly speedy. Incredibly speedy. Like, he's just very princess-coded. I don't know, it's like, I wouldn't say, like, it's not that, like, every girl prince character, or, like, kind of princely androgynous girl is, like, my favorite character in everything. I'm just saying it's probably my favorite, like, anime archetype. Like, that, I think that's, like, still my favorite anime archetype. I'm not saying that's Sheik and Princess Zelda's fault, but, like, I can't say that there was zero influence there. I like playing as her too. The damage is just so low, though. It made Smash challenges where you had to deal lots of DPS impossible for me. Yeah, I just remember I mostly, like, I think when I first started playing Smash, the first one I ever played was the one on 3DS. And, like, I remember going from playing... I tried playing Sheik, and then I tried playing Robin, and I remember getting so frustrated, because, like, Sheik is, like, really speedy, right? And Robin is the exact opposite of that. So I guess Robin probably does more damage, but, like, Robin is frustratingly slow. It felt like I was playing at, like, half the frame rate. Even though it was, like, not that. It's just that Robin's really slow. And then I think I ended up mostly playing Ness, so I could go, okay, 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 okay. Did you see there's a new anime movie based on Princess Knight? Yeah, except it's not based on, it's like a totally separate thing. We just took like a vague influence. Yeah, I saw that. PK Fire! PK Fire! PK Fire! I think I also tried playing Lucas, because I know he was added he was on the 3DS one. But I don't know, I didn't like Lucas out. I don't know. I mean, to be fair, I'm also not very good at Smash, but like when I played Lucas, the only thing I could feel was that it was just like a slightly worse version of Ness. Like, I was just, like, Ness was fun, but I felt like Lucas was just, I don't know, I couldn't figure him out. Which is unfortunate, because I actually had to pay extra money. I had to pay extra money to play as Lucas, and I didn't even like playing as Lucas. I played Smash before I ever knew the mother was a thing, so I had no idea where this weird-shaped kids were. Yeah, because... Even Ness? You don't even know about Earthbound? No, I think I had played Earthbound within a few months of... When did... You know what? I think I heard of Earthbound because of Undertale. Because I played Undertale in, like, when it came out. Around the time it came out. And, like, what's the one thing that people tell you to do once you finish Undertale is to play Earthbound. So, yeah, I played Earthbound around that time. So I knew who Lucas was, and I knew who Ness was. Yeah, if you think about it, Lucas is a nerfed-down version of Ness game-wise, so it makes sense. Like, within their respective games, like, within, like, Mother 3 and Earthbound. Like, Endgame Ness is much more powerful than Endgame Lucas. Okay, true. But to be fair, I feel like what they're fighting... Like, who's the final boss? The final boss of Earthbound is Gigas, right? So he's like a big guy. He's like a otherworldly entity. Whereas, like, who's the final boss of Mother 3? It's still just Pokey, right? Like, I feel like the final boss of Mother 3, like, yeah, he has a lot of big power-ups, but yeah, the Masked Man, oh right, the final boss is you. This rig reveal is so lacking in impact that we're on an Earthbound tangent. I just feel like the Mother 3, the end battle feels like it's like so much. It's not that the stakes are lower, but it's like, you know, the amount that you would need to beat an otherworldly entity is probably a lot more. But, yeah. Continuing, I'm so excited for Zelda to go into the crystal. Why do you guys want her to get in the crystal? I apologize for meeting you in disguise, but it was necessary to hide from the King of Evil. Please forgive me. No, change back! On that day, 7 years ago, Ganondorf attacked Hyrule Castle. I saw you as I was escaping from the castle with my attendant, Impa. I nearly hit you with my horse. I thought I should entrust the Ocarina to you. I thought that would be our best chance. As long as you had the Ocarina in your possession, I thought Ganondorf could never enter the Sacred Realm, but something I could never expect happened. After you opened the door of time, the Master Swords sealed you away in the Sacred Realm. Your spirit remained in the Sacred Realm, and then the Triforce fell into Ganondorf's hands. He went on to invade the Sacred Realm. Ganondorf had become the Evil King, and the Sacred Realm became a world of evil. All of this is an unfortunate coincidence. I passed myself off as a Sheikah and hoped that you would return. I waited for 7 years. Okay, I'm trying to remember, because I feel like in the manga there was like some lore thing about how like there are other Sheikah. Like, Zelda in disguise is not the only one. Like, there were others? I'm trying to remember. And now you are back. The Dark Age, ruled by Ganondorf, the Evil King, will end. The 6 sages will open the sealed door and lure Ganondorf back into the Sacred Realm. I will then seal the door to the Sacred Realm from this world. Thus, Ganondorf the Evil King will vanish from Hyrule. EGGY, in order to do this, I need your courage again. Please protect me while I do my part. And here is a weapon that can penetrate the Evil King's defenses. The power given to the Chosen Ones. The Sacred Arrow of Light. You know it's important because there's 3 exclamation points on it. Yippee! Uh-oh. That rumbling, it can't be! Exclamation point, question mark. Oh, okay, is this what you all wanted? Is this what you were all here to see? Is this what, is this what you guys wanted? You all love when people get put in the crystal. Get in the crystal. Everyone just wants to see Zelda get in the crystal. Nobody cares about what she's doing. Nobody cares about where she's been for the past 7 years. You guys just want to see her get in the crystal. Link, free me from this whack-ass crystal prison. They put her in the Jolly Rancher. You're right, this crystal is kind of... Well, no, it's because it's clipping through the floor. They put her in a fruit gusher. Well, this has been a distraction, so Zelda can be trapped in the crystal. That's what this whole game is about. Legend of Zelda being trapped in the crystal. Princess Zelda, you foolish traitor. I commend you for avoiding my pursuit for 7 long years. I mean, I don't think you were looking very hard, I'm gonna be real. How many green rupees is the Zelda rupee worth? It was like 1 billion rupees. Transgender chic, my beloved. I don't know. Do you think Zelda was like convincingly a boy? I don't know, because like I guess maybe all the Sheikah are kind of androgynous looking. Cause like she's very feminine looking. So I don't know. Maybe the clothes are just like really like not form-fitting. The eyeliner was a tad too much. I pay a lot of money to my holistic healer to go in the crystal. Without knowing who Princess Zelda in universe, I think you'd be tricked by it. Isn't there an image that complains about flattening all the Japanese cross-dressing subtypes into one English label? I don't know what this counts as, though, because... I mean, I guess she was living as a man, but she also... It doesn't seem like she intended for that to be a permanent decision, right? I guess it's transgender by circumstance. Because, like, I don't think that she intended for this to be, like, a permanent change. I think she was just waiting for Link to come back, and then she planned to just return to being Zelda. Pretty sure all the sages were in on it, too. Yeah. Gender outlaw. Well, okay, but somebody, I saw, as I scroll up in chat, somebody was saying that, like, if Impa was the last of the Sheikah, then, like, wouldn't being a Sheikah be, like... I feel like that would make you stand out a little bit, regardless if you were like in disguise or not, right? Like I feel like if you were like the last of like somebody with like a very recognizable and conspicuous dress, then like wouldn't she be spotted really easily? I don't know. Maybe I'm trying to like Cinema Sins like ding, but. More like how ladies back in the day would dress as guys in order to serve in the army. Oh, like she's like Mulaning. She's Mulaning it. As long as they don't see you as Zelda, you'll be fine. That's true. That's true. She doesn't need to be... If that's the case, then she just did it for fun. She just did it for fun. She could have dressed up as anything, and she's like, you know what? I'm going to be a man. Yeah, cosplaying as a cool ninja is cool. Yeah, you're right. She could have been anything, but she chose to be chic, specifically. Yeah. Yeah, and known allies of the royal family. She could disguise would not exactly be low-key. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like... You must choose your disguise. Boy wife. Yeah. You're right. Okay. Actually, no. I'm thinking about this now. She chose that on purpose. It's mostly headcanon on my part. This Lauren game and gossip about how she's like somewhat boyish. Yeah, I'm just thinking because yeah, you're right. She could have been anything, but she chose chic specifically. It's like I'm going to roleplay my OC and hope Ganondorf doesn't find me. Yeah. Why being boring merchant when you can be a ninja? Yeah, you could have been like someone's servant or something. You're like, you know what? No. I'm gonna wear a cool outfit and big eyeliner, and I'm gonna disappear into a cloud of smoke. I mean, if it works, it works. Seems Zelda doesn't ever say anything about her gender, but doesn't correct things. Well, now that I think of it, I'm trying to think if... Is Sheik's gender ever actually... Because, like, I know that one issue with, like, Japanese to English translation is that English does not really have a way to obfuscate gender the same way Japanese does. Like, in English, if you try to, like, skirt around a pronoun, then it becomes immediately obvious what you're trying to do. Whereas in Japanese, you can just, like, completely drop a pronoun Like, you can have 0 pronouns, and the sentence will still make sense, and it doesn't sound like you're trying to intentionally mislead the... Okay, Ruto calls him a man. Okay. But I'm trying to figure... I'll have to check. I'm like, I wonder if that's a thing that was, like, added in English. Because I know a lot of English translations have run into this thing, where, like, either a character's gender is, like, intentionally unclear, or they're trying to do the thing where you think it's going to be a man, but it's actually a woman, or vice versa. And you can see the translators struggling with this. Or sometimes they'll pick a pronoun, and then it turns out to be the wrong one. It's like, oops. Like, especially if it's, like, a situation where the translators don't have all the information yet. Like, I remember, oh my god, I remember when the first trailers for Promare dropped. Like, you know Leo from Promare? He's kind of, like, androgynous looking, and I remember there was some confusion for a while on the English side about Leo's gender, at least until they released more information, because when the trailers first dropped, you have this character who's, like, very androgynous looking, and you're like, okay, nobody refers to him as anything, and his voice actor apparently is known for like playing a lot of both male and female roles. So it's like, okay, so we can't rely on that either. So I know a lot of people were using like they them for Leo for the first trailers until we had more information, because like there was nothing to go on. There was nothing to go on. People were just kind of guessing. Yeah. Picking a pronoun, getting it wrong is funny. Well, yeah, because sometimes like, okay, if you're a translator, right? And the show is doing the thing where you think a character is going to be one gender, but they're the other. And then you're like, okay, characters are referring to them vaguely, but you're like, okay, I'm pretty sure it's a man. And then it turns out to be a woman, and you're like, man. Like, sometimes that happens. Sometimes translators have all, like, more information ahead of time, but sometimes they don't. And I only can assume that everyone's just doing their best. Yeah. What would imply the tongue-in-cheek nature? For what? Like... Yeah, according to a wiki or one of translators, the English version, she goes as a girl, so she's just Zelda cosplaying a ninja. Okay, interesting. So, the man was added... I wonder what's said. I wonder what Ruto refers to Sheik as in Japanese. Yeah, there's this character in Hunter x Hunter, Neferpitu. Nobody can agree on pronouns. The character looks femme, and in the dub they say Sir Neferpitu sometimes. I guess it's one of those things where, like, in Japanese, you can just go, like, name-san, or, like, name-sama, and, like, that's gender neutral. But then, like, when you have to put that into English, it has to become something, and you're like, oh. Usually as an official translation, you should be able to ask the author for details. Ideally, yes, but I've definitely heard of situations where stuff is provided, like, chapter by chapter or episode by episode. So, and again, if it's something that's online, they can usually go back and fix it, right? But it's happened. It has happened before. Yeah. Because even personal pronoun usage doesn't tell in Japanese. Because, like, everyone can boku. Yeah, true. Apparently this is actually a huge issue when translating games, not out of Japanese, but, like, into Japanese. Because, you know, like, you know how sometimes, like, because in English, pronouns are a thing that other people use on you, right? Like, everyone's personal pronoun, almost everyone is just going to say I in English, right? Whereas in Japanese, it's like, the pronoun is something that you choose based on the situation and vibe, right? So sometimes there are cases where, for instance, you'll have like an NPC, right? And the NPC will say something that involves a first-person pronoun that they have to use to refer to themselves, but nothing else is known about this NPC, right? Like, the translators are only being given, like, the dialogue, and they don't know, they're like, is this NPC a man or a woman? How old are they? Like, what do they look like? So they just, like, have to pick a pronoun, because otherwise you do the thing where you give everybody the same pronoun, which makes things sound a little boring. So they will pick a pronoun, and sometimes it's right, and sometimes it's wrong. So they're having situations where you'll have, like, a big gruff guy who's using, like, a very girly sounding pronoun, or the other way around, because they just like, they had to put in something, but they didn't know anything about this NPC, so they just had to like guess, and they got it wrong. Yeah. Enjoyable tangent. Have fun getting to Ganondorf. I probably won't fight Ganondorf this week. I think it's like 11:30, so I think I'll leave Ganondorf to next week. Yeah, I think next time, Ganondorf will be next time, I think. Yeah. Japanese fans have to deal with their own wacky localization choices. Yeah. And also, like, Japanese localizations can also get butchered. Apparently, I remember reading that Hades, like the first one, when they translated it into Japanese, it was, I don't know if it was machine translated, but it was like so poorly translated that it kind of unintentionally became a kusoge, because Japanese players could not figure out what they were supposed to be doing, because the text, like the instructions that the characters would give you, was so poorly translated that people would do what they think they were being told to do, and then it wouldn't work, and they'd be like, I'm sorry, what? So, I know... Yeah, or, I think there was also one case, I think in one of the Fallout games I was reading about this, where there's like a line in English, I think it's like a victory line or something to use when fighting, and it's just like a character saying, hell yeah. And for some reason, hell yeah, when it was brought to Japanese, became like, Jigoku da, yeah, which is literally like, this is hell, yeah. Which is like, I don't know how it made this line, because like, hell yeah is a pretty common thing that people say in English, right? So I don't know how this made it through like several layers of translation and like voice acting and like into the final product, and nobody really thought like, hey, is this really the correct thing to say when you win a fight? But yeah, it was something like that. There's a game called Tales Noir or the like, and the JP translation certainly lacked the meaning and vibe of the English. Yeah. Do you think the era of bad localization would end with 4Kids closing, or it's still happening to this day? Well, because it turns out languages are different and translation is difficult. You see the localization controversy? Yeah, with the Dempa one. Yeah, it's one of those things, and I've seen a lot of people vocalizing my thoughts better than I did, is that sometimes a translation can be bad, but also, I don't know, I feel, I think lately I feel like I don't envy people who work in games localization, because if you do a good job, right, if people like your work, a lot of people won't even think to praise you for it, right? But if you do a bad job, then people will rush to harass you on the internet. So I don't envy people in that position, because, like, again, I mean, I guess praising a translation is something you can only really do if you know both languages, but also, like, a lot of the translator's work kind of becomes invisible. Because, like, yeah, there are things, obviously, that come from the original Japanese text, but also, like, stuff like Goo Goo Babies, like, a real human person had to sit down and think, okay, what's the best way to translate, like, Dechune Asobi, or whatever it was in Japanese, and, you know, what they came up with was Goo Goo Babies, right? Somebody had to sit down and use their brain to think of that one, right? Every line that sounds cool in English, it's because, you know, it might have sounded cool in Japanese, but also, like, a translator had to sit down and think about, like, what's the best way to word this in a way that gives off the same vibe and is also pretty cool. Like, that's not something you can replace with a machine. That's something that, again, a human has to be able to do. Yeah, that translation decision was legendary. Yeah, like, I feel like there's probably even more examples of this, of, like, stuff that, you know, could have sounded worse in English or left less of an impression, but they went with something else, and it works. Yeah. Uma Musume localization didn't have any standout weirdness, though. Not really. I've mostly heard praise for it so far, even from, like, people who have played the game in both Japanese and English. But that's the thing, is that so few people would think to, like, praise the translator for Goo Goo Babies, right? I don't even think the translators for Uma Musume have been credited, actually. I don't think gacha games, I feel, usually don't credit their translators. But I guess usually gacha games don't really have credits in the same way that, like, you know, you'll hit credits if you beat, like, an RPG or something. But yeah, localizing Metal Gear must have been a nightmare. I would need to play Metal Gear to have thoughts on that. But, I mean, I feel like Metal Gear kind of also has the advantage of these characters probably canonically already speak English, and a lot of these take place in English-speaking places, right? But yeah. Metal Gear Solid's 2 translator also did Katamari Damacy 1. She thought Kojima was a hack. She's allowed to have opinions, I guess. I've seen people say Uma Musume is better than FMA. How are those? That's apples and oranges. What? Like the anime? Sorry for causing a Dender tangent. No, it was gonna happen regardless. It was gonna happen regardless. Full Metal Alchemist. I don't know, that feels like a weird thing to compare to Uma Musume, though. It's very apples and oranges. Are there even horses in Full Metal Alchemist? I don't remember. But you let your guard down. I knew you would appear if I let this kid wander around. My only mistake was to slightly underestimate the power of this kid. No, it was not the kid's power I misjudged. It was the power of the Triforce of Courage. But with the Triforce of Wisdom that Zelda has, when I obtain these 2 Triforces, then I will become the true ruler of the world. If you want to rescue Zelda, come to my castle. Come to my castle. I will put you in a crystal too. I remember when I was with Bobeba, when I went to New York in January. At one point we went to like a Korean spa. And it was like one of those Korean spas that has like all the different kinds of saunas. And there was one kind of sauna that had it was like an amethyst room. Like all the walls were just like, they weren't like all made of amethyst. But like, you know, there was like a bajillion crystals. And all I can think of now, I'm just like, if I ever go back there, I'm just gonna be like, wow, this is what happened to Princess Zelda. Yeah, if he had time to prep a spell to capture Zelda, why not make one for Link too? Yeah. Also, I mean, he's like, I underestimated the power of this boy and the Triforce of Courage and all that. And I'm like, would he have just like let everything slip away just for a small chance that he might be able to lure Zelda out of hiding? Like, I feel like that's a big gamble he was making there. It seems to be paying off for him, but that was a pretty big gamble. Yeah. Maybe the Triforce powers are like a rock, paper, scissors thing. Yeah. Power beats wisdom, wisdom beats courage, courage beats power. Wait, hold on. Wouldn't it make more sense to get Link then? Or maybe he can't get Link. Well, he's certainly not got the Triforce of Wisdom. I guess Zelda died and is somewhere in a ditch and the Triforce is lost. Yeah. I like the idea that maybe Ganondorf... Okay, new theory, Ganondorf is face blind. Like, Zelda changed her clothes and, like, put on makeup. Like, different... No, she was probably wearing makeup before. She put on different makeup and changed her clothes, and then suddenly, like, Ganondorf just can't find her anymore. Meanwhile, Link, who's been wearing, you know, similar things this whole time, just in different colors, is easily spottable. No, the wiki said she actually transformed with magic. I don't know. Makeup can be magic. If you do it right. Again is like a One Piece film. I don't know. I have not played One Piece. I've not played One Piece. Nobody has. It's a manga. I have not read One Piece. Nor do I plan to at this point, honestly. It seems a little much. I'm about to start a job, you know, I'm about to be employed. I can't be reading One Piece. I still think about, a few months ago, for one of the temporary jobs I had a coworker, and I remember I was talking to her as we were working, and at one point we were talking about, like, you know, anime and manga, and then at one point she said, and these words exactly, "Unfortunately, my boyfriend is really into One Piece." I'm just like, that's the funniest way to, like, bring up that topic. Unfortunately. Yeah. But considering in this episode Link killed Twin Rova, who are like both of Ganondorf's moms, he's pretty chill about it. Are they? Are they? Planning on catching up on One Piece when I'm retired. Yeah, that's like that's the retirement plan. Some people are like, oh, I want to go fishing. I want to like build a boat or something. And then you're like, I'm gonna read One Piece, I think. I wonder too, because I'm like, you know, assuming that people my age get a retirement, which at this point does not seem like a 100% guarantee. Sometimes I think about, like, what are the like Gen Z and millennial retirement hobbies going to be, right? Because like right now, you know, retired people hobbies tend to be, you know, fishing and stuff, and I'm like, is Twitch streaming gonna become a retired person hobby when the millennials and the Zoomers get to be that age? Is Twitch streaming gonna become, you know, assuming Twitch is still around? Retirement home LAN party is about to go absolutely nuts. Yeah, is gaming about to become an old person hobby? I don't know, maybe like retro gaming will be like an old person hobby, or like maybe like playing games with mods. Roblox Classic and Fortnite Nostalgia Party. If you even get a PC. Well, no, because like I'm thinking about this, like how I feel like, because again, assuming that a lot of you are roughly in the same age as me, like when I was a kid, I was used to people who like when people liked games, they would play lots of games, right? And games were usually, you know, there was a limited amount of game per game, right? Like maybe you might replay a game, but like most people who like games, they play a game, they beat the game, then they go and find a different game and they play that game, right? Whereas I feel like now with kids now, most of the games that are popular are things that are like live service or like are at least constantly getting updates, right? So either stuff like Fortnite or stuff that like, you know, like gacha games that are getting frequent updates. So the idea of having like a lot of games that you play, I think is not nearly as common or as popular, I guess. I guess still common. But like, I feel like with younger kids today, it's not as popular to have like lots of games. I think you just have like one or two games that you just play forever. So I wonder if like the idea of like having like lots of games is going to become like an old person thing. Like the idea of like having a lot of games, but they're all like limited. But then again, I guess the youths, it's not like it's gone away completely. The youth still seem to like Deltarune, and that's like a game with a limited amount of game to it. Or enough of they barely have any good game nowadays. Well, I mean, there's nothing stopping them from playing older games, I guess. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's because maybe we accidentally made old games uncool. Maybe it's like parents who grew up with like a Nintendo 64 and they're like, I'm going to have my children are going to play Super Mario 64. And then like, you know how like kids sometimes are just like predisposed to dislike the things that their parents are trying to push on them. So I'm like, oh no. Did we just make trying older games uncool? Where the parents are like, come my child, we're gonna play Super Mario 64. And they're gonna be like, Dad, I wanna play Fortnite. Yeah. Single player games are best when they tell something new. Like, the game you're playing was the best game ever for like 20 straight years. Come, grandson, play Quake with your old man. I will save my children by becoming a One Piece fan. Yeah. Well, then you have to hope that your children, like... Because I feel like it's not all kids, right? Like, some kids will be predisposed to liking the things that their parents, push on them. You know, some kids actually will. I feel like other kids might not immediately, but they'll come back to it out of a sense of nostalgia. And then some kids, I think, will be contrarian. So if you're trying to save your children from becoming a One Piece fan, then I think you might be gambling on that a little. Yeah. No, don't insinuate my kids can become One Piece fans. No child of mine is reading One Piece. Fortnite becoming the old man's game is an existentially daunting prospect. I mean, every game is gonna become an old man's game at some point, right? Yeah. You go grab a couple fairy upgrades if you wanted quick. How quick we talking? This might be, something for next time. This feels like a good place to leave off. We're on a cliffhanger. I'm gonna make multiple save states, actually. Yeah, slipping a JoJo Volume 1 to my son's school backpack with a rice mug. Well, I don't know, because I'm trying to think of, like... I guess maybe... I'm trying to think if there was, like, anything my parents, like, really wanted me to read or watch as a kid. Because, like, I guess my dad didn't really have anything that he desperately wanted me to like. And I guess anything my mom could show me was already in French. So for, like, part of my childhood, or at least the years I would have been most receptive to it, it wasn't really possible because, like, it was in a different language. I mean, I guess there was some things I read. Like, I think I read Tintin. I read some Tintin comics because my mom introduced me to them. Actually, no, maybe Asterix as well. Like, Tintin and Asterix, I think, were both ones that my mom introduced them to me, but that's because they were, like, French comics that had been around for 1 billion years, so they were kind of around, like, this is what she was reading when she was a kid. Yeah. My mother made me a fan of shoegaze. I mean, I'm trying to think if, like, my parents, like, anything... Because, like, I feel like my taste in stuff is very different from my parents. Like... Because, like, neither of my parents are really into anime at all. My mom likes Hallmark movies. I can't say that's rubbed off on me. I redeemed a French phrase before it was fulfilled. Peut-être j'ai oublié de dire quelque chose en français. Désolé. Merci pour le redeem. Did your mom say she dressed pretty closely? Yes, but keep in mind that was before I was born. The only reason I know about that is because I've seen pictures and because my aunts will bring it up every once in a while. it wasn't really something. I mean, I guess my mom did dress me pretty cutely. There's a lot of pictures of baby Eggy that I wish I could show you without doxing myself, because my mom was like way ahead of the curve, I think. I remember looking at these pictures in like 2020 and be like, I feel like there's people on Instagram like right now who dress the way I did when I was like 4 years old. Like, I think my mom was absolutely, I was a very stylish child. Yeah. My dad had Tintin, Asterix, and Bob and Bobette. I don't think Bob and Bobette I'd heard of. But Tintin and Asterix, definitely. Yeah. I'm scared of the mothers that post every single picture of their kids on the internet. I mean, I think I'm too old for that to have been me, I think. Mom Egg was a trailblazer. Yeah, I mean, okay, this is something like my aunts like to bring up, and then my mom has to explain to me. So, my mom did like dressing cute when she was a kid, but like, you know, I think if my mom had been born elsewhere and like 30 years later, I think she would have been into Lolita fashion. I think my mom, or at least some kind of J fashion, I think my mom definitely would have gone for that. Because like, my mom has told me at one point she saved up for like a whole summer for a pair of pink overalls. Because like overalls were in at the time, but there was like a very specific pair. She wanted them specifically to be pink. So she like saved up like money from like summer jobs and stuff to specifically buy pink overalls. Or at one point she asked her mom to make her a like Little House on the Prairie style pioneer dress, and she wore it to school, just like it was normal clothes. So like, yeah, I think my mom definitely would have gone for frilly things. It's just by the time I got into frilly things, she's like, no, I'm too old for that, so. Bob and Bobette is also variously known as Willie and Wanda, Spike and Susie, and Luke and Lucy, depending on who translated it. I have not heard of any of those, actually. I know that Where's Waldo? Like, Waldo is only Waldo in America, and he's like, I think in French he's Charlie. I think he's Wally in most places. Yeah. Yeah. No one is too old for frills. I know, and I need to convince my mom of that. One of these days. I mean, I guess maybe that's also something else with older generations, is I feel like, and I know people like to make fun of millennials and zoomers for this, of like, oh, look, you're 30 and you're still like playing video games and collecting toys, but like at the very least I feel like it's better to do that and be perceived as immature rather than like, you know, instantly give up everything the moment that you hit a certain age because you have arbitrarily decided that that's too old for that. Like, to me, maturity isn't about like I don't know, maybe I'm either too young or too old to have an opinion on this, but like sometimes I think like I feel like if you can hold down a job and pay your taxes and treat people respectfully, I feel like you should kind of be able to do whatever you want outside of that. Right? Like, I actually think that like if you wear frilly clothes or have a huge collection of My Little Ponies or like spend all your money on Pokemon, like I feel like that shouldn't really matter because like as long as your life is in order, I feel like that's where actual maturity lies. Oh, I wonder if the shield works here. Oh man, I was like hoping the shield would work with this sunbeam. I guess there's nowhere to point it at. You're so right. People disagree, unfortunately. I know, and I think that's foolish and dumb, and everyone should agree with me all the time. Like, I don't know. I feel like trying to give up kids stuff is... You're not actually becoming more mature if you do that. You're just, like, creating the aesthetic of maturity. But, like, there's not actual maturity in that, I don't think. Yeah. Only office politics and clothing norms are a test of how much people are willing to adjust to fit the local tribe, I guess. I mean, again, it's like, as long as you're able to treat people respectfully and, you know, keep your own life in order and be responsible for what it is you need to be responsible for. Like, it doesn't make a huge difference. Okay, wait, hold on. I don't need to make another save state. I need to write the EGGY diary. That's what I need to do. What's today? April 29th, 2026. Dear EGGY. Is this visible on the screen? I'm not sure if this is like... Oh, no, we're... Okay, you guys can see it. That's good. Today we have finished the Spirit Temple. Temple of Egg. The Egg Temple. It's like Triforce, but it's like 3 eggs stacked on each other. Finish the Spirit Temple. We returned to the Temple of Time and saw Sheik turn... Wait, why is that capitalized? Turn into Zelda and then got put in the crystal. Now we need to go fight Ganondorf. But first, we might need to go get some upgrades. So I should probably ask chat about those next stream. Let's see. I think that's the most I need to say for gameplay-wise. Like I said, we're not like in the middle of something, so. I am now Eggploid. You never went spider hunting, right? No, I don't think I did. I've caught some spiders. How many spiders have I caught? 26 spiders. I think that might be blocked on your screen, but 26 spiders have been spidered. I don't know how many you actually need to get for it to be worth anything, though. I will start work on Monday. I am happy to finally find Eggployment that is both not fun, both full-time and permanent. Let's be nice and hard-working. Not fun. Well, I don't know. It might be fun. We'll see. I'm not gonna bank on it being fun. Alright. Anything else happening to me? Not really. Does anybody have anything they would like to remind themselves for next week? Because next week, we'll see. So, Mahjong Monday next week may or may not happen because Monday is going to be my first day of work. So, like, ideally, I can zhong afterwards. In reality, we'll see how I feel. We'll see how I feel because it is going to be my first day. So, we'll see. We'll see. Dear Eggy Diary, I hope you're doing fine. I want to be reminded to prepare a potato meat cake in celebration of Workers' Day. Okay. They would like to be reminded to prepare a potato meat cake in celebration of Workers' Day. Do9 would like to be reminded to check in with the port office. Alright. Uphill would like to be reminded to submit a proper T-tax appeal. Arc of Joan... Oh, hold on. Would like to be reminded to check behind the bridge to the center what... Oh, below and behind the bridge. Below and behind the bridge to the center when looking for the bathroom. Alright. Is there any more things that you guys need to be reminded of? Going once, going twice, going 3 times, going 4 times. Okay, so let's say have a nice and good week from Eggy. Are you streaming on Sunday or Friday? Friday, no. Sunday, we'll see. Because I do have to be up pretty early on Monday. So I think we'll see. So Mahjong Monday may or may not happen. It depends how I feel. There is a non-zero chance, or maybe, hold on. I need to ask, important question. Do you guys think that next week's stream could be the last one for Ocarina of Time? Like, realistically speaking, if I start at the usual time, could I beat the game next week? Probably not, since you usually do dungeons in 2 streams. Okay. I'm just planning things in my mind. Possibly. Okay. Possibly. Okay, so I'm gonna say possible, but not probable. If you bolt straight to the end. Oh yeah, that's true. If I do fairy hunting next week, or if I do all the upgrades. Yeah. If I do some upgrades next week, depends. Does it make much of a difference? No, just for, planning things in my eggy brain. Just for the future. Yeah, just things to think about. Just thinking. I'm thinking. So, now that we have written the Eggy Diary, it is time to raid. Let's see who's on. Let's see. Primrose is doing Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Craggy is L.A. Noire. Odessa is on. Ashton is on. Kimmy Spice is on. Big Ham is on. Mint Costello is on. Corpse is on. Moriko is on. Raid Eggy? No. Seems late for Ham. I don't know. I don't know what time zone Ham is in, actually. Let's see. I think we can raid Ashton. That's probably fine. We can raid Ashton, I think. She's doing Pikmin. What should our raid message be? It's gotta be something about the crystal, right? It's gotta be something about the crystal. Like, we got put in the crystal. We got put in the crystal. That can be our raid message, right? Let's get put in the crystal. We got put in the crystal. We got put in the crystal. Oh, I should probably actually set up the raid. Oops. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Raid is set up. We're ready to go. We're ready to go. She is streaming Pikmin 2. Pikmin 2. Pikmin. Pikmin. So, we got put in the crystal. We got put in the crystal. We got put in the crystal. We gotta go tell her that we got put in the crystal. But yes, thank you for being here. Thank you for being nice and good. I will see you at some point next week. If it's not next Monday, it will be a different day of the week. I am looking forward to being egg-ployed. Please bear with me through this period of transition into egg-ployment. But I will see you next week. And I will be nice and good next week. And have a nice and good week. And au revoir. And card time.